Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is Mike Reed, and I'd like to thank you for subscribing and checking out the channel. I'm going to cover a wide range of topics today, but I just got a message on my feed on Instagram that was talking about how True is bragging about they've upped all their warranty to 7 years. 7 years evaporator, 7 years compressor, something else. So I decided to come on and talk to you all about it, along with the latest and greatest on training. With that, let's get into it. Let me see what we've got here on the chat. I'm doing my old man, so I've got my screen a little bigger. Hey, brother Frank, you are the number one contributor, the top contributor of the channel. Couldn't do this without you. Now, you know what I'm going to ask you, brother Frank. I am going to ask you. Have you signed up with any of those companies I told you about? Hey, I want to thank you, right? So it's a two-way street. I appreciate that. Oh, good. Did you get a chance to talk to him though? You called, but that is the main thing. What were the responses like? Hold on, let me mute this. I got to get a little better about muting and putting in my little filler videos. But I got a video for you. Maybe I'll have it added by the time the stream is over with. I'm glad you got a chance to catch it. So because Frank is one of the top contributor, so I had to give him what he was asking about. He was asking about air conditioning. I told him about air conditioning. Told him about different services that will dispatch calls, and they handle not just the air conditioning, but they'll handle the refrigeration, they'll handle the hot side as well. Oh, good. Yeah, call me anytime. Anytime. I know you guys haven't seen me on YouTube very much. I have been highly active on Instagram, and it's easier for me to post on Instagram. It's much easier. Plus, I had some issues with YouTube just recently. So let me see here. Let me share a screen. Let me share. What the hell? I'll share a window. I will share a window. We'll do that. All right, I was going through some stuff I'm doing another interview, and on that, it's basically just two people talking. It's one person, one person experienced talking to a person that's experienced with the field, so that you guys can have more of a level of comfort with what's going on. Let me see here. I am going to add CEO Jakes. What's happening? Okay, my name is Mike Reed. I am knocking on 50, and I've been in the business since I was 15 years old. I talked about some of that in the interview I just had a couple days ago. So at this point in my life, with everything I've done, it is time for me to bring others forward, because no one else is going to do it. No one else is going to do it, and I've been told that since I was a teen. So that is the whole reason why I do this. You all have questions with no one giving you answers. So please ask your questions here. Now, when the stream is over with, during the stream, I'm working. I don't really have a a slow season, but I definitely have a busy season. What we got here? Yeah, you know what? They have to speak up. People have to communicate. They just have to. Anywhere that I am online, they could just post it. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, the whole nine. Yeah, well, Frank, I do that for you because you made sure that you made it, making it worth it. Just everyone has monetary is driven by monetary means, and it actually doesn't have to be much. It is just a very smallest amount, and it usually gives people that added incentive. Because even when you're doing a non-for-profit, or you're also fundraising so that you have the funds to provide services. Even if you're going to do grant writing and stuff like that, you still need money to pay for the grant writers, and you still have to survive until the funds come in. So let me see here. Let me add this. So taking all questions. I know you guys got to know the drill by now. I'm up to 600 subscribers. Thank you very much. 600 on YouTube and around almost the same, about 500 something on Instagram. But here's the thing. I get over 2,000 interactions on my Instagram posts, and I get like 15 on YouTube. So we gotta do something. We gotta do something about this. All right. So now let me share. What I'm going to do is I am just going to. Oh yeah, I was looking for some parts. Let me go over some industry. Let me go over some industry news real quick, and I'll flip back and forth. I'm slowly upgrading stuff. I'm going to be adding more equipment so that I'm going to add another tablet so I can see your chat messages while I'm focusing on the screen and things like that. I'm going to start doing stuff separately. I'm going to do the camera separately to focus in on certain things. And then I'm also going to be cleaning up the education area, because I have Scotsman ice machines I'm working on. There's going to be Scotsman nuggets, Hoshizaki nuggets, Hoshizaki cubers. I got over 15 ice machines that I have to repair that are mine, that I gotta service. All right. Let's see here. Restaurant. We'll just do restaurant news, and let's see what comes up. All right, Nation's Restaurant. There's a ton of them. Nation's Restaurant and all that. All the restaurants I have been telling you all about, I have gone to and shown you. These are the same ones that are blossoming. These are the same ones that are growing, adding locations. And let me go back. Hold on, say, all right, there's StreamYard. Let me go back. So these places are growing, and they're growing to the point where they're going to have a facility. They're going to have a restaurant near you. It doesn't matter if you're West Coast, Mid Coast, or East Coast. They're going to have a place near you. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what restaurant news has got going on. And then we can go back and talk about True, because what I want to talk about is True and Continental, Everest, and the like. They are, you know what? Let's stick a pin in this. I hate to jump back and forth on you guys, but this is what I'm talking about. It's probably going to be on the front of their website. So I've shown you guys the True Ice Machine. I guess it was like a year ago. So now it is officially out. My client was the test. Was a launch client for it. So they could sell the item, and then if there were problems, then True would know about it and then have time to get, there we go, have time to act on it before it was everywhere. And some of my clients, they're dealers, and they are some of the largest dealers in the country. So here they're saying service bill free for 7 years. Let me make this bigger. 7 years labor, 7-year parts, and then 7-year compressor. And this is for all R290 units. I don't think they have any R600. Hoshizaki has some 600 peppered with their R290. So this means you really should be acquainted with the true process. I know you guys have noticed that I do quite a bit of work on True. So True is easily the #1 brand that I service. I service True almost daily. Almost daily, I'm servicing a True, whether it's PMs or some type of repair. So it's just like that. If I were in Chicago, it'd be the same way. True is extremely big in Chicago. It's extremely big here in Houston, and it's big because of the dealer I take care of. Every single unit let me make this a little bigger. Every single unit that the dealer that I associate with, every single unit that they sell, I make sure under warranty that I'll go ahead and take care of them in a timely manner. This provided a stronger reputation for the brand with my clientele. So they had no problem buying it. The only other thing is you have Turbo Air. Let me go back to Turbo Air. So Turbo Air has enacted some kind of warranty. So let's see here. Turbo Air has added. I think they've also upped their warranty, and they had this stupid self-cleaning condenser, which it works okay, but they don't have any kind of warning for the client when the self-cleaning function fails, and it fails. True has their own version, and it doesn't work well either. It actually works less effectively than True. I don't know. So the True system, I hope you guys are able to hear me because it looked like I was just muted a minute ago. So the True system had the condenser fan that rotates in reverse to blow out anything that collects onto the condenser in an attempt to keep it clear. And if they keep it clear, then the pressures in the system can stay low and it doesn't cause any kind of catastrophic failures. The True system doesn't force enough air through the condenser to force the contaminants, to force items off of the coil, off of the condenser coil. So it doesn't really work all that great. It's a good selling point. It helps people to fight against what Turbo Air has, but it doesn't really work as advertised. So Turbo Air is saying that they have a 95% are fulfilled in 3 days. I can understand that. I see that. Turbo Air has their own people now. Here in Houston, I think they have about 2. They used to have one older gentleman before, and I believe he retired. But them having their own people is upsetting the clientele base. Such as I have a chain of restaurants, and they had Turbo Air, and they were used to calling me, and I would typically come out the same day. Well, now they're coming out within 3 days, and the customers are not happy about that. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking through here's warranty. I'm looking through trying to find a warranty on Turbo Air. So let's see what they have here. Yeah, you put in the serial number. You have your claims. They usually advertise this stuff. Let's see what warranty statement. All right, so here they are with a 7-year. So they've upped it from 3 years on parts. So they upped it from 3 years on parts to now 5 years. And they did this, right, effective June of 2023. And True had this enacted with the 7-year thing. I want to say it was at least 6 months back, or 4 months back, something like that. They really advertise it starting this month, but they've enacted it some time ago. So 5-year parts and labor, and then a 7-year compressor warranty. You must advise people that this isn't retroactive. This is only on units purchased after June 1st of 2023. So if they bought it 4.5 years ago, they're out of warranty on the parts. They still have the 5-year on the compressor, but they don't have any labor. Now, is this going to hurt your money? And the answer is no. This is not going to hurt your money. The units are typically lasting about 5-6 years before they reach some point of, how should I say this without slander or libel, without some complication. And a lot of times these things are caused by the client, by the user, the end user themselves. What you need to do is you really got to get in touch with these manufacturers. True is very easy to get in touch with. Turbo Air is a little bit harder of a nut to crack. Outside of I'd say outside of 5 major cities, you stand a really good chance of forming a good relationship. But Houston, Miami, New York, Chicago, LA, they're going to have their own people, and they're going to give you pushback unless the customer explicitly asks for you by name. And one of the caveats to this is there has to be a wait time. So if they cannot get out to the client within an acceptable range of time, the 2 or 3 days, they're backed up, say it's June, July, August, they will then give you an authorization to do the work. Now True takes like I want to say almost 2 months to pay. Turbo Air really wasn't that bad with paying, and I'm pretty sure now that they're not handling that many claims, they would get to you a lot easier. Now, Frank is asking, did they say why? They are trying to combat this onslaught of cheap foreign product. And I'm saying foreign, I mean even Mexico. I'm throwing Mexico in there with the foreign, due to these cassettes, these robots that are making the refrigerators. Typically on a commercial refrigerator, you might have altogether 3 or 4 people involved with the whole creation of it, and that's including the forklift driver that's picking up the raw material and then inserting that raw material into the cassette. Once they have it in the cassette, the machine is actually drawing in, like it's like a deck of cards, and it actually draws in the sheets of stainless steel or whatever sheet metal, and it will, one robot is going to cut the patterns, and it kicks it out the other end and restacks. And then that same forklift driver comes on the other side. He picks it up and then he drives it over to another place. I need to get you guys a video of that, but it's essentially what I'm saying. That's how it goes. And then they have another machine that, it used to be a human being that would take the pieces of metal and they would have a foot press and they would put the sheets in there, and then the press would shape the metal into 45 or 90 degree angles and stuff like that. And then another person would take the pieces together, weld them. Well, that isn't happening anymore. That is all done by these cassettes, by the robots. So the pieces will go in there, and now you don't have pieces that are oddly shaped. You have like a 99% accuracy on the parts being cut, 99% accuracy on the parts being formed, and they're recycling the leftover pieces. So they take all the leftover shards and then they put it in these almost like dumpsters, and then they ship it back to the stainless steel factories, and then they melt it again, and they get a credit. The manufacturers get a credit. So this is happening in the US, this is happening in Mexico, this is happening in Korea, this is happening in Spain, Turkey, Israel, this is happening in Italy and France. And so people aren't putting these things together. Yes, once the unit is formed, they have sharp edges, and so people are actually angle grinding the edges to smooth them so you don't get cut. People are physically putting in door gaskets on the refrigerators. I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but they're able to cut down on so much cost because these things aren't being made by people. So now you have China, Korea, all these places, they're all producing the same thing. Now everybody's using R290, everybody's using R600. So there's no barrier to entry. The only people that wanted us to continue to use 134A and 404 is the US companies. Everybody else was really pushing Sweden, the UK, Germany, everybody else was pushing for us to use 600 because that's what they were using, 600, 900. I mean, R290. So now that that's happening, True is getting just chunks knocked out of their bottom line, which is why they're getting into ice. They're diversifying. Hoshizaki, yes, it's in the U.S. Yes, we're dealing with the U.S. division, but it is a Japanese company. The main corporation, the main headquarters is in Japan. So, oh wow, that's the second time this happened to me. So you're finding that Hoshizaki is also branching out, going into hot side, doing Hoshizaki is also acquiring other companies. True hasn't quite done that yet, but that's what these people are doing. So you have, let me give you this other one, so you can kind of, let me see if I can kind of lead you down this rabbit hole with me. Is it JMS? All right, let's see here. Yeah, so I think it is JMS. Nope. It is not JMS. One second. Let me get the book. Hold on one second. Let me flash a thank you on the screen. And then I'm going to grab a book. I actually got a number of books from the manufacturers I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. And then some grocery chain stuff too. Here we go. Nice little thank you for all the people that have contributed. Okay, sorry. It is JMC. So the example I'm going to use is JMC. I was saying JMS. JMC food equipment. And by all means, call them, sign up with them. I know you've never heard of them before, but give them a call. No, we don't want to join. All right, let's see here. All right, so now they're handling their own parts. So if you're asking, hey, who's got the parts? Now order parts directly from us. And that's another thing. Marcone is selling commercial parts. What is it? Marcone, and quite a few people are venturing into selling commercial parts. So here's all the different names that they are using. And the reason why they have different names, let me make this bigger for you. Oh yeah, you're talking about the elongated, real narrow, real short in height. It's like maybe 6 inches tall, and it's probably like 48 inches long. Is that the sushi case you're talking about? So those are extreme. If that's the one you're talking about, those are extremely simple things. What they do is they have a single cold rail running across the top of the unit, and then it works just like a deli case. So the cold air comes down in a way to keep the fish cold without drying it out. Yeah, so you don't want to dry out the sushi. You don't want to cause it to become discolored or anything like that. So the cold air, since cold settles to the bottom, the cold is going to drift from the top of the glass case down to the bottom and keep the unit cold. The only thing that really goes wrong with that is there's an on and off switch. That's over $250, by the way. And that sucker kind of goes out sometimes. Now, here are the different brands. I'm going to look at my thing because I'm having a hard time seeing. Hopefully the end of this year I'll be able to explain that to you guys. All right, so now this is a company. So Bison, Akita, Spartan, all these different things. You'll see these in different. They'll be in food trucks and whatnot. They don't make any of this stuff. It's all made by like Turbo Air. Turbo Air does some rebranding. Atosa does rebranding. Atosa rebrands for, I stopped counting at about 15. So Atosa is the OEM supplier for about 15 different brands out there and counting. So here are the different, making sure you guys are seeing what I. So yeah, if you notice, this looks like a True, it looks like a Turbo Air, it looks like an Everest. So now that's what they have to compete against. So they're still going with the same 2-year parts and labor. Continental, True, Hoshizaki, Continental, True, Hoshizaki, Delfield, and the like, they make a slightly more of a finished product with more, with more bells and whistles. So they're not able to compete as well on price as these guys can. Let me see if I can find one for you. Let me see if they even. Let's see here. Contact the purchase. I already got it. Let's see if I can hit this spec sheet. And let me clear my throat real quick. So here's the spec sheet. And these people, just so you know, a lot of these different manufacturers, I use the term loosely, these are actually brands that call themselves manufacturers. So they're actually buying from Atosa and that like, and they're able to put out units So let's see, bar back. So they just put this stuff all in one place. We'll just go off a chef. No. I'm gonna go with what you guys are more familiar with. Let me go to merchandiser. I am gonna go with a 24. AGF 24. So let's do that. AGF 24 merchandise. So here we go. That's still pretty pricey. So they're trying to sell their stuff to other people in unknown websites, plant-based pros. But Restaurant Supply is selling it. So here we go. That's a Tosa. So a Tosa can always go a lot lower because they're the OEM. There's Arctic Air. Put the name in the chat. If you've never heard of a Tosa, type a Tosa in the chat. If you've never heard of Arctic Air, put Arctic Air in the chat. So they are, because they're buying it from somebody else and then selling it, they have to bump these things up to like $4,000. But that's still less expensive than a true 24 merchandiser. And now you know that you can go ahead and get the parts directly from JMC. So if you ever run into a Spartan, this is one of theirs, which is 3,000. If you ever run into a Spartan or any of these others, it's all Spartan, Bison, Vault is all JMC. See, they're actually saying out of stock. So they'll just tell them, hey, look, that's out. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry about this. So here's the Spartan. It's actually like out of stock. But what they'll do is they'll push something else. They say, yeah, the Spartan's out of stock, but we got Bison. Because they might have run out of the amount of units that they purchased that they're selling under this name, and so they might still have some that are made by a Tosa under the other. So it's all a big shell game. So True, Continental, Delfield, and the like, they have to fight against these lower cost newcomers. And so that's what they're doing. They're upping the warranty. Now, if you think the customer is not aware that they have these crazy long, almost a decade long warranty, you're out of your mind. The customer is definitely going to know that is definitely a selling point that the dealer is pushing to them, that, oh, you know, this is going to have a crazy long warranty. You don't have to pay for anything. That's not necessarily true. Because if they find out that they're going to ask with these crazy long warranty, they're going to ask for pictures before they authorize anything. They're going to say, hey, send us pictures of these condensers. We want to see what that condenser look like. That condenser is dirty. We are not authorizing the warranty. Also, another thing that isn't covered is they're not covering the service call fee. The customer is still required to pay you to come out to find out what's wrong with it and to communicate with the factory. Yes. So the customer, what Frank is saying is, if you go out on a call, are the customers required to have things out of your way? Yes. Everything is required to be accessible for you to get to it. This is really important. Let me put it. This is really important when it is, say, in a food truck. So if this stuff is bolted down, or if this stuff is buried, or if they have boxes on top of the units, the customer is responsible. All you have to do is you take pictures and you send it to the factory. And then they will tell them that they have that customer has no warranty. That warranty is null and void until they have that unit out. And that's all. You really got to communicate. That's it. All you have to do is communicate with the factory, and everything will go smooth. That is the key. That is the key. And just know those people are still responsible for paying you to go out there. However long it takes you to get out there, they're responsible for that. You come out on a Friday night, they're responsible. If you come out on Saturday and it's a higher charge, the customer is responsible for paying you. They're not. You don't have to wait for a check. You don't have to. You don't even have to accept check. If your form of payment is cash, then that customer, you just let them know beforehand. Hey, look, we need to have X amount of dollars before we come out. When the guy shows up, then that's your deal. If they decide they don't want to go with that, then the factory can go ahead and find them somebody else. But the main thing of this is for you to provide service to your customer. This isn't really supposed to be for just anybody who calls up, just calls you up out the blue. You don't have to service that. This is not like residential. You just don't pick up the phone and go and provide service for just anybody. You really want to just provide service for your clients, and you would want to provide service for someone who you would like to be your customer. That's the thing. If you're looking to grow, if you're looking to expand, or you're looking for your way in, believe it or not, I've seen Blue Air refrigerators in Burger Kings here in Texas. It blew my mind. But the Silver King went out, and they decided to replace the Silver King with a Blue Air. Okay, so if you guys don't know, let me see here. If you don't know what that is, now I'm just going down a rabbit hole. So this is Silver King. Marmon is part of Berkshire Hathaway's. So Berkshire Hathaway owns. They own, I say, about enough commercial equipment to actually have a restaurant. So that's all part of his. Berkshire Hathaway owns real estate. They own railroads. This is how he's able to provide those returns on that $1,000 plus stocks that people get with Berkshire Hathaway. And I actually had insurance with Berkshire Hathaway for a hot minute. So here's Silver King. This is the most common one that you're going to see, is this unit here. Now, Berkshire Hathaway makes some units that are, it's part of that franchise. So they're going to have, like, the warmers are always going to be what's called Prince Castle. And here I go down this freaking rabbit hole. But if you could wrap your mind around this thing, this one unit, let's just say this one unit, let's find the price. So here's the model number. Let me show you what this means. And I maybe I'll go back and see what the cost of see what the warranty is. What? $20,000? That can't be right. Really? 20 freaking grand for a 24-inch? What's it? 27? A 27-inch undercounted freezer? What? Whoa! Wow. Yeah, that can't be right. Let me see what that can't be right. Okay, I was about to say, because that's nuts. So let's even go with $4 grand. All right, 4,000. Let's see here. Times, let's just say it's 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 restaurants. Yeah, so that's a nice piece of change. That's a nice piece of change that they would get just selling to Burger King. And that's not even, So that's what they would get. They're in. I think Silver King is Burger King. It's a number of fast food chains. Next time you go out, look behind the counter and look at the equipment. Silver King is the one that has a stripe. Let me. Silver King is the one that has a stripe on the handle. It has a recessed handle that you stick in and then pull out, and it's got a yellow stripe on it. That is Silver King. That's their signature. That's their signature look. So they're doing those kind of numbers just off of selling one unit. Just off of selling one unit. So that's what kind of numbers these commercial manufacturers are looking at. And then, of course, then you got the warmers and everything else. Let's see here. Silver King is kind of well, in my market, they're kind of difficult to deal with. See, this is their signature yellow that they got. There's a yellow stripe that they have. Let me see if I can find this section here that looks black. It's really not black. It's stainless steel, and it has the little yellow Silver King stripe on it. They sell these in schools and universities, the milk chillers and things like that, chef bases. They have a number of other products that you're going to find in Wendy's, Burger King, and in some McDonald's. And so what you're finding is, in order to cut costs, some of these chains are, instead of going what the franchisor wants them to have, they're opting for a cheaper option, which is like Blue Air. Let's see here. Let's see if it's in news to know if they've upped their warranty too. Because they're part of such a large operation, they might be kind of slow. It might be kind of slow to implement some of these changes. Yeah, you can't even freaking find what they have the standard warranty. So let's see what they're saying. Now, I will say that their customer service is really good. Whenever you have to, they own the soft serve machine, not the soft serve machine. They own the frozen icy machine, not Lancer. They own the other brand. So there's typically two brands you're going to see. They own the other one. They look identical, but you would need to call this 800 number if you want to get a hold of them and find out the code. Like some of those with the touch screens, you got to touch the four corners in a certain way in order to get into the service mode to work on it. And they use, once again, they use Safesa, what I was telling you guys before. So their first call of action, if ever there's a need for a service provider in their area, they call Safesa. They look at the Safesa list, and then they go off of the Safesa list first and foremost before they would even consider dealing with you. Let me see if I can find any of this stuff. See, I'll show you who they serve. That should help. So yeah, these are the soda machines and stuff that they got, the Slurpee machines, all of that. And that's still the same company that owns Prince Castle. And I have an account too. They have parts. So this is the parts section. They have parts, they have tech support, top notch. All top notch, nothing to worry about when it comes to any of their products. Let me see here. Let me see if it's on the support. Oh, you guys always want to know about manuals. There's the freaking manuals. Everything is there. There's no, with the exception of Taylor, with the exception of like two other brands, the thousands of other brands out there, there is no wall. There's no wall for you to get through. So you can just download the form right there. So yeah, Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, I had Berkshire Hathaway. Matter of fact, I still have Berkshire Hathaway. I shifted. I went to them from another company, but I'm going to go to another company yet again. Gonna jump ship. So, all right, rabbit hole time. Let's see here. they're being very elusive about their warranty, but it's typically going to be a 2 year on labor, and it's going to be a 5 year on the compressor, because the 5 year is a federally mandated thing on the compressors. It's just that they only provide the compressor, they don't provide the labor on it. Yeah, and everything's gonna take me back there. But yeah, Silver King, you're gonna find that at Burger King, you're gonna find that at Wendy's, you're gonna find that. Okay, so here's Cornelius. That's the name I was looking for. So you've seen these in the casinos, you've seen these, see they have their own app, and I actually need to download that app. So you've seen these units in the casinos, see they got them in the coffee shops, the schools, universities, the gas stations. These are the ones you've seen. It's extremely difficult to tell if a unit without that emblem down at the bottom, make sure you guys can see it. It's extremely difficult to tell what is what. Oh no, it's not off topic. That's what we're doing. We're just chopping up on the industry. You just typically use a van. That's it. So I'll go ahead and get a pickup truck if I need to get something that's larger. Like if I need to pick up a dishwasher, any of that type of thing. That's about it. All right. Ice adapter kit. What else they got? Crew support, all the manuals, everything is here. Let's see here. All right, let me go back. I really didn't, I don't know why I'm showing you this, but these, so this is also Berkshire Hathaway products, Prince Castle. I know you've seen these in the fast food places, and this is the price on those, $6,000, $5,000, $6,000. Yeah. So this is what's in Burger King, Wendy's, and a lot of other places is Prince Castle. So all of that is Berkshire Hathaway. So if you ever had any question on it, and see, yeah, Marmon, see back up, see subsidiary is Silver King, which Marmon is all Berkshire Hathaway. They call the food division Marmon Holdings. Let me see if I can show you. So yeah, it's a lot of rabbit hole. A lot of rabbit hole. See, back in 1911, these things aren't new. See, and there you go. Berkshire Hathaway purchased them in 2008. So I don't just tell you guys stuff. I mean, this is literally what it is. So and these are the vending machines that you see. You're not going to see this in Chipotle because Chipotle use Lancer, and Lancer is owned by Hoshizaki. But Berkshire Hathaway owns a lot of this equipment, and this is what makes people that own Berkshire Hathaway stock millionaires, is the fact that they own all this stuff. Yeah, please, he's got that right. If you would, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button, people. I really need that. Yeah, you'll be able to get your foot in the door with. All right, so Frank is asking if he should be able to get his foot in the door with the customers. Like, well, not the customers. The way I've set things up. What I've done for Frank is I gave him a facilities management company. I gave Frank a facilities management company to call that is providing service to some of the top restaurant chains in our region of the country. They are a highly rated facilities management company. I've dealt with them for, I want to say, almost 7 years. So you'll be perfectly fine. Frank does air conditioning. I don't touch air conditioning. So as long as you tell people what you're willing to service, they will tailor those calls appropriately. So if you're doing air conditioning, they're going to send you air conditioning calls. And then I gave him some of those. I gave him Conap that you all know because he does air conditioning. You're typically going to gravitate more towards the coolers like Polar King, and so Conap has a big contract with Polar King. Conap has the Dollar General, the Family Dollar, and so they're also doing the air conditioning. I just don't provide air conditioning services, but they're doing that with Dollar General, Family Dollar, and the like. So you'll be perfectly fine. They're going to send you their example of what a COI looks like. You send that same COI to your insurance company, to Berkshire Hathaway, and they will match it. And then they will in turn send that over to your contact at the different people that I've given you. Yeah. Now that you have an insurance with Berkshire Hathaway, this is really out of your hands as far as the insurance goes. You just take that example that whoever you're dealing with, they're going to give you a copy of a COI that they want the requirements on. It's going to be bodily injury and all this other stuff. It's going to be like 10 different things on the sheet. Let me see if I got one on me. It's going to be about 10 different segments on the sheet, and they're all going to have different requirements within that. And so you just hand it over to your insurance company, and then they match it. They match what needs to happen. And as I told to Frank, what you guys don't know is what I told to Frank is your insurance company will provide you an exception. So if you're dealing with a particular company that has some, say, oh, we want $9 million coverage or whatever. If you're telling them it's a one-time job, or if you're telling them it's, let's just say it's a one-time job, your insurance provider can up your coverage just for that one job without increasing your costs. So, but you just have to talk to your provider. You just have to call the 800 number, and as long as you're straight up with people, they'll work with you. Let me see if I can find one. But anyway, just running through the rabbit hole. Yeah, just answering questions, chopping it up. Oh, let me see. I just ran into a Silver King sheet. Silver King. So on this sheet, I printed out everything that Silver King has laid out. They have a hold on a second. Let me pull out the old man glasses. I don't know where my other glasses are. I'm gonna have to use these. All right, so 1 hour labor for temperature control, defrost timer, 1 hour labor for a fan delay switch, 1 hour labor for draw slides, 1.5 hours to replace a defrost heating element, 2 hours labor to replace to locate a leak. And so they have this kind of stuff in writing. So what I did was I printed these things out. And when my customers have their product, I have everything laid out for them. I have a not a dossier, but I'll have a booklet, because the term is escaping me right now. So I'll have a booklet with all of their products and the factory rates. They can't argue with you when you have the actual numbers from the factory. This is from Silver King, and then what I did was I just took it in PDF I just took it in PDF and then I just added numbers to it. I just added my own numbers to it. So then I said labor for this type of repair, 277 to defrost heating element. Labor for this type of repair to find a leak is 370, and then of course you would then tap on your service call fee. You will put on top of that, you will put your travel charge, and then you will put any other type of things you would have to do. Like this is cap tube and all this other stuff. So I put down the labor, so the customer already knows, and I have it with all the rest of their paperwork. So I hand them this stuff in my contact number here. Oh, then they have items not. Let me see if you guys can see this. Items not covered, because I got this damn green screen on. I don't have a green screen behind me. I'm using an artificial green screen, which is why it is hard to show this white. There we go. So they have a sheet here, and it says, boom, items not covered. So this is in writing, and it's in writing from Silver King. It's in writing from Silver King. And so I got items not covered under warranty, replacing the door gaskets, adjusting the temperature controls, replacing light bulbs. All those things are not, and that includes that 7-year warranty. Those are things that are not covered. They only cover door gaskets. They cover door gaskets for, I believe, 90 days is the industry standard on door gaskets. So when door gaskets are ripped, and they do get ripped, 90 days. After that, 92 days, they can care less, and that includes shipping. Repairs due to freight damage. Repairs due to freight damage, they don't cover that. That is not warranty. Well, this is for a milk, replacing, adjusting milk dispenser valves. Installation or replacing legs are not a warranty issue. Or casters. Legs or casters are not covered. Yeah, well, hey, Frank, you know what? Now with these LEDs and these damn LED drivers, yeah, well, I'm not going to say any names, but some of these manufacturers, they glue the damn LED strips to the top of the cabinet or to the side or the door, and then you got to pry them off, and then you got to glue them back up there. Then the damn things come apart. You gotta plug. I don't have anything around me right now. It's a pain in it, and some of them is a pain. Some of them are a pain. And then some of these are doing this damn zip tie. They're doing a zip tie with the screw holder. And once you cut it to get the damn LED out of there, you can't reuse it. And now you gotta do some other thing to get the light bulb to stay up there, and it's a pain in the ass. It's not as simple as it used to be. I wish it was, but everything is changing. Everything is changing. It's not difficult, but everything is changing. Now you got to test these damn LED drivers, so it's not just a switch. It could be the switch. It could be the LED driver. It could be a number of stuff. So let me see here. Oh shit! I got more Silver King. And to be honest with you, I don't work on Silver King. I have not worked on a Silver King in like 6 years. Do I work on Micromatic? Yeah, I work on Micromatic a whole lot more. Yeah. Okay, so those spec stores you deal with, a lot of those units are residential wine units though in the specs. Because I did specs some years ago for a company that was dispatching those jobs. And a lot of those were residential style wine units. Especially they had, I know when the little serving area, the little display kitchen thing that they had like a little wolf range, or sometimes if they even had a range, and then they have like a 24-inch wine fridge, stuff like that. Yeah, those are nice, but on the commercial side, some of the stuff to put together had been kind of tricky to like fit the bulb it's got that round 9-volt round plug. And so now you got to jam that plug back through the small hole that they put in the wall of the fridge to get power to the LED. Yeah, I know. And a lot of other people, they because so Frank is saying that at Specs they have a lot of old stuff. And the reason why they can have older things is that their climate, when you go into a liquor store, it is typically colder, especially going to Specs. You go into a Specs, I don't care if it's January, I don't care if it's July, it's going to be frosty in that joint. When you're dealing with a restaurant, you're dealing with a university, that kind of stuff, restaurant kitchen, is typically going to be hot. It's going to be warmer. You're going to have a lot of moisture due to the hot side stuff. But Specs, you don't have that because it's all refrigeration. It is all refrigeration. So that whole place is like a damn refrigerator by itself. So they're able to hold on to the equipment in those facilities for a long time because it is very gentle on the equipment. Now, do they get dusty? Yeah, there's a lot of dust and buildup that affects those units. But outside of that, they're not going through too much wear and tear. The occasional door gaskets and the lights, because they're typically slammed. The girls are slamming the doors. And when I say the girls, I mean the liquor sales people. And I don't know why it's been a big. Specs usually has a lot of women selling liquor that are sales reps, when most of the sales reps that I actually know of are all men. Yeah, I look forward to it. Call me anytime. Call me anytime. I got my W-9. I got a Starbucks startup sheet. For those of you who haven't seen it, I have a request to do a Starbucks startup for their Ice-O-Matic ice machine. So I'm requesting 50 people make a comment, either yes or no. It doesn't have to be 50 yeses. It could be 25 yeses and 25 nos. It just has to total 50. So make the comment. It's actually on the shorts, and I didn't want it to be a short, but YouTube made it a damn short. Yeah, excuse me. I'm trying to find a COI like what we were talking about with Frank, so I could show you these numbers. And I should have a bunch of COIs around here. COI is a certificate of insurance, by the way. And you could typically pick up a COI for, well, it used to be not that bad. So who knows? All you have to do is when you sign up with any manufacturer, they're going to ask you for insurance. And then they're going to give you an example of what the insurance looks like. It's an example COI. And you just give that example COI to whoever you want to provide insurance for you, and then they'll give you some price quotes. So do not be afraid to talk to these insurance companies. This is freaking bizarre. Looking at Texas sales use certificates. Oh, here's my. Because I work by myself, I'm ridiculous. I got a form here for so I can sell Ice-O-Matic, and I have to fill this out. So it's a commercial. Matter of fact, I don't know. I think this is the new. They were bought out. My distributor for Ice-O-Matic was bought out, and so now I have to fill out everything all over again. All over again. It's a pain. I got leasing stuff. This is nuts. Now I can't find my insurance, but that's all right. Questions, comments, concerns before I go back down the rabbit hole, because I cannot find a damn COI. So let's see here. All right, what we had first started off with was like this. JMC, which has Akita, they have Bison, and it's all the same stuff. It's just from different manufacturers. They're just selling it under these different names because they're not going to sell it as an Everest. It's probably made by Everest, but it's sold by them under something else. And Copper, what is Copper Beach? What are they selling? So here's what their griddles look like. Look at this. So they give you just write-ups on this stuff because it changes. Oh, you can't even see that. Sorry about that. They give you just sketches of this stuff because these items change rapidly. Depending on what shipping container worth of whatever that they got. That's their electric. Let me see if you guys can see this. Let me make this bigger. Yeah, hey. Oh, Art Nostal, what's happening? Hey. Yeah, brother, this is me. This is what I look like. This is the guy behind the little chat thing. Art Nostal, he hangs out at some of the places I do online. So, hey Art, what I'm doing is I'm telling people about these are people that are in the commercial appliance business. We take care of restaurants, grocery stores, hotels, universities, grammar schools, high schools, hotels. Anybody who's cooking food, preparing food, you're going to need someone that has our skill set to take care of it. That includes McDonald's, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Chili's, Season 52, Longhorn Steakhouse, that type of stuff. So this is what I do. Oh, I don't have one. I don't have a best insurance, and that's going to range from state to state because every state has to license the insurance company, and costs are all over the place. I recently switched insurance because the cost was too high. The cost was crazy with who I was with. So these are the different items, and they are all just bought from an OEM supplier. And so, I mean, this looks exactly like a Tosa. And so once again, you can always call these people. You can just, let me see where the contact information is. And they can also sign you up to be a dealer. So if you're looking to sell anything, to replace a unit, say you're out on a job and it's going to cost the customer way too much, you can always offer them an alternative. And then you yourself would be paid by your customer for the item. You would get paid for delivery. You would get paid to remove the old one, and then you would be paid for installation. And of course, it's cradle to grave. You start the process all over again with taking care of it until they say they don't want to continue with that particular piece of equipment any longer. So anyway, so that's them. Let me see what Everest. So what I was talking about earlier, Art Nostal, I was talking about Berkshire Hathaway. So Berkshire Hathaway is heavy into the commercial appliance business. So Berkshire Hathaway is in your Wendy's. Berkshire Hathaway is in your Burger King. They're in a number of places. So here we are. All right. So Everest is trying to keep up with the Joneses as well. Everest is doing a 3-year all-inclusive. What the hell is a 5-year electrical? Okay, they're gonna have to explain that to me. So a 5-year electrical, and in a 10-year. Let me see if I can go back here. And in a 10-year on the compressor. So once again, as you saw, what I did with Silver King is you're going to want to print out what the labor is. So let's see here where they had tech support, of course, parts of let's see here, where is there, no, we don't want locations. What we want is what they deem anything as far as warranty. Let's see if it's on the owner's manual. It's usually going to be an owner's manual. And of course, they want me to download it. These companies love throwing out different statements. Oh, 3, 10, 5. And then when you try to substantiate it, they make it a little hard for you to find it. They make it a little hard. If you are having a hard time trying to find the necessary information, don't hesitate to call these people. They are in California and they are just 8 to 5. But they do answer the phones. They will answer the phones. So let me see if I can find here. There's their catalog. Everest has a nice assortment of appliances. The previous generation of equipment I did not care for. I did not like the engineering. It was very Asian, but now it is more streamlined. It's more streamlined. It's more in line with what you're going to find with everyone else. Nothing out of the usual, nothing out of the norm. And you know what? Since I got art installed here, let me show. Here's Marvin, and this is what I was just recently talking about was Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, I didn't. You know what? This is new to me. I didn't even know that they owned that one brand that was just up on the screen. So Marvin Food Service is Berkshire Hathaway's food division. And this is going Angelo Poe. This goes back over 100 years on this food division. So you're going to recognize some of this stuff. So Cornelius, and I was just telling everybody in the chat, this is Cornelius. This is the one that you're going to see at the casinos. You're going to see this stuff at the gas station. This is where you push the button and you get your beverage. Whether it's some kind of soda or whether it's an icy beverage. And they also have the coffee dispensers. This is the frozen one that looks like FBD. I spent quite a bit of time explaining to people on my channel how to work on these different units, and now my stuff is not accepting this. Let me go to, okay, so now it's going. So this is, it looks like an icy machine. Icy can go with Cornelius or FBD. Either one is interchangeable with them. So they do the non-carbonated or the carbonated beverage. Then they also deliver just regular soda that's not frozen. So these are your ices. These are not your Louisiana, New Orleans, Bourbon Street machines. These are different than that. And then this is more or less what they're starting to pump out. And this isn't the one in Starbucks. This is what you're going to find in the cold coffee. This is your nitro and all that kind of stuff. They're starting to roll these out in different gas stations and whatnot. So let me show you, now that I've gone through that, let me show you what the about is. Cornelius. Here, and there it is right there. There is your Berkshire Hathaway. So I was saying earlier that Berkshire Hathaway bought this group back in 2008. So Marvin is wholly owned by Berkshire Hathaway. So if you have stock in Berkshire Hathaway, you are now part owner in the food service business. So they are Berkshire Hathaway. For people that don't know, Berkshire Hathaway is into railroads. They're into satellites. They're into real estate. They're into insurance. Yes, Berkshire Hathaway real estate, Berkshire Hathaway insurance. That's what people were saying earlier, like Frank and I. It's called Berkey or some weird name Berkshire Hathaway is giving their business insurance. Let me show you guys what it's called. Berkey. But they have auto insurance. Berkshire Hathaway has auto insurance. They have property insurance. The Berkey is the business insurance, which is Berkshire Hathaway. So there he is. There's Warren Buffett So in order for Warren Buffett to deliver his claim, his guaranteed returns that he does, and he's been able to do that longer than anyone else in the stock market, he invests in restaurant equipment. He invests in insurance. He invests in real estate. So I'm showing you the equipment that is actually in, so Burger King and Silver King. And how I got into this rabbit hole was that I noticed that a Burger King location was missing the Silver King product. Normally, Silver King units are in every single Burger King from sea to shining sea. And it just so happened that the owner of the Burger Kings here in Texas opted out of the Silver King unit and went with a Blue Air, which I am the service provider for. So if that Burger King ever needed service, I would be the one that goes out. Oh, okay. I stumbled upon the health insurance. I mean, not the health insurance. I'm sorry. I stumbled across the health inspection, restaurant inspection report for this particular Burger King, and this is Akron, Ohio. So wherever Akron is, I'm talking about your people now. Well, all right, let me go back. Let me go. Hey, okay, Mr. O, what's happening? Wow, I missed a lot. Okay, so we got here Art and Saul. We're talking about real estate. Yes, with the real estate. Wow, Williams, what's happening with you? All right, what we got here, Mr. O? Yeah, manufacturers are upgrading their warranty. Oh, yeah, because they're starting to charge through the roof. They are. All that is true. Warren Buffett owns it is garbage. It's very expensive garbage if Warren Buffett owns it. Yeah, it's gonna need service. All right, laugh out loud. That's what I was asking. I was looking to get more insurance, and that was the company I was looking at. I'm leaving Berkshire, whatever the hell they're calling it. I'm leaving that because I'm not happy with it's expensive. It's way more than what I've used to pay in the past. And Mr. O, is this Mr. O with the info? I'd like to know if that's Mr. O from Chicago. If it is, thank you for gracing me with your presence, brother. All right. So you were a building engineer for Wells Fargo, and Warren did all their carpets. Yeah, well, hold on. See, yeah, I'm doing almost like reading with CGA. I gotta pull out the reading glasses and stuff, man. I gotta pull out the reading glasses. So, yeah. Warren Buffett is into anything that can provide a high return. He was the hedge fund guy that was investing in real companies before all the rest of these followers. Before the guy who bought Parkstown and turned it to PT Financial. Before the guy that owns Sunberg, because he's a hedge fund guy too. Before he bought that. Oh no, this is the other Mr. O. Okay, all right, cool. Well, I've seen your name before, especially on Mike Sneed stuff. I've seen you before over there, Mr. O. Okay, you're from Massachusetts. All right. And, right. Yeah. See, that's the thing. The only reason, so Wild Williams says the only reason why they use his stuff is because he does his banking with them. And yes, that is how this whole thing works. That is how it works. So, if Burger King is getting some of their financing through Berkshire Hathaway, they're going to use Silver King. That's this whole thing, and it can't be a Ponzi scheme because it's an actual physical tangible item being sold and traded. A Ponzi scheme is absent of a physical item. So that's that's the only difference. But they inflate prices on stuff and everything else. All right, so okay, yeah, I've been around. I've actually had my YouTube channel for 12 years. I was actually monetized when YouTube first did monetization. What I was using YouTube for is I would take pictures and video. Well, not pictures. I would take videos of the work, and I would send the link to the manufacturer, or send the link to the customer, or send the link to the insurance provider. And that way I didn't have to do a big download and people say, oh, it didn't load up, or I didn't get it on my email. So I would upload the video on YouTube, make it private, and then send that private link to the customer and whoever. So I can send 5 links out to people and it's done in a second. And I didn't have to worry about files being too large for email, for theirs or for mine. And YouTube monetized me one day. I'm like, what the hell am I doing with this? I got my kids' videos on here that I would send to my parents, and videos that I would send to customers. But I never thought about this, and not until I got into the manosphere did I actually start to get into doing something with it. And by the time that happened, they snatched my monetization from me, and I've been fighting ever since to get back monetized. I have less than 1,000 subscribers, so I'm at 600. So I'm trying to get to 1,000. Once I get to 1,000, then they're gonna fully monetize me. Then I'll get paid off of advertisements. Then I can get what I'm really going for is not the advertisements. I'm really going for sponsorships. Of course, I would need a lot more to get sponsorship from Milwaukee, but somebody like this, I would be able to get sponsorship from them, and then I would be able to get sponsorship from various different manufacturers, and I would do a lot more. Be able to do a lot more with you guys. So, tax heavy, yeah, that's true. That's true. You like saying that. You like saying that. I have no dog in that fight. I'm not big on any of his products. All right, so Mr. O is saying that you did videos briefly, but it was too raw for YouTube. I was asking people about that. You were speaking on real life topics. All right, you might come back at a later time, but not now. Okay. Yeah, whenever you feel like jumping on, the waters are real tepid right now. So I say you got some time. A lot of the YouTube creators, the big YouTube creators are like really pushing to say, hey, do now. But YouTube is throwing all these roadblocks against all of us smaller people trying to make it even to a mid tier, make it to a lower mid tier. Like we're trying to get the lower middle class, and they still got us in the bottom of the ship with our windows in our cabin. Right, so we just trying to get up a little bit higher in the ship. So we got maybe a porthole that we can see out of our room. That's about all we're looking for. But yeah, so if you didn't know, Berkshire Hathaway is into food service, heavy into food service. I don't want to say like where they place, but due to Cornelius in that bundle, they're at every gas station. At least one piece of equipment in every single gas station in this country is going to have Cornelius on it. You only really got Lancer, which is Hoshizaki. You got Cornelius, and then you have Manitowoc. Well, it used to be Manitowoc's little brother, Multiplex. Then you have Multiplex. It's the Buffett effect, huh? Okay, yeah, since YouTube was sold to Google, it's never been the same. Yeah, that's true. They censored comments. My comments on my personal life when I'm out in the YouTube streets. I was on CGA's website. I mean, not website. I was on CGA's chat, and I was saying some things. It froze. I couldn't do anything, and then it kicked me out. When I went to go back, I'm on his stream twice a day, except for Fridays, we only does one. It wouldn't even show. His stream would not even show up. His stream would not even show up. So yeah, YouTube is really funky, and then ever since they've had a new management change, they've gotten even worse. Yeah, what you know what? YouTube doesn't delete my comments. They will just kick me out. That they will like literally freeze. It doesn't matter if I'm on a computer or my phone. They will kick me. They'll just completely kick me out. And so because of my standpoint, because of my thought process and what I say outside of this educational sphere, they really punish me on here. They really limit me on here. I can put the same content out on Instagram, and I'll get 2,000 views on something that I put out that is the exact identical thing. But here on YouTube, I'll get like 50, 30 people look at what I put out on here. They really throttled it lately. Before I would even get like 100 people that would look at stuff, but then they really kicked it. They really brought it down. But all I'm trying to do here, all I'm trying to do is inform you all of the products that are out there, who owns these products, how you can service the products, where you get the parts from, what the rules of the game is. The rules of the game, especially when you're dealing with Prince Castle, is yeah, like I said, they're doing a regular warranty. They are going to change. They are going to change that. When that does happen, what you need to do is you need to just take all of this information I'm giving you, all of these different companies, and put their number in your phone. See, so Prince Castle, Silver King, Cornelius, Angelo Poe. Now, see, this is back of the house. You're not going to see Angelo Poe. I've actually installed some Angelo Poe ovens. I like them. They're very nice. It is Italian. Yeah, so Angelo Poe's been around since 1922. So overseas, they are doing a full suite. So yes, they're doing induction, commercial induction. They're doing deep fryers. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. For all of my viewers that are overseas, yeah. So Angelo Poe is more of a bigger deal than it is here. So if you haven't heard me talk about it before, yes, I've dealt with Angelo Poe. Yes, I like Angelo Poe. So yes, they have induction, they have deep fryers, they have the European suite is it's an island, and in the island is everything that they need as far as hot side. So it will have oven, range, grill, deep fryers, yeah, induction, steamer. It has all of that in that oblong area. But here in the States, what they really focus on is a combi oven. I have not had any problems with their combi ovens. See, they have refrigeration. I've never seen their refrigeration here. Never seen Angelo Poe refrigeration. But this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a very, very nice, albeit extremely similar to Gornji, which is what you'll find with BKI and all that. And if you have any questions on Gornji, BKI, any of that, please put your questions in the comment. Please let yourself be known. Ask your question now. So this is this is like their vector oven, like Alto Sham has. Alto Sham is in Wisconsin. But this allows you to put food product on, I believe, 7 different shelves. So this is showing 5. I don't believe that this is showing all the shelves. They usually advertise 7 I don't know why everybody does that, but they advertise 7 different shelves. Each shelf, you could set a different temperature. So you can cook 7 different proteins in one oven at the same time. Yes, 7 different proteins in the same oven at different temperatures. One shelf could be fish, another shelf could be broccoli, yet another shelf could be a steak. And you set them all at different temperatures, and what it does is it's blowing air across, impingent air across the food product, and then at the same time it's using steam. So it'll get it up to the 212, and then using the 700 mile per hour winds, it is blasting that food, and it can, the friction of that with the increased temperature of the heat, it will crisp. It will, yes, steam. It will crisp using steam, and it will broil, and it will crisp product. I don't care what it is. If you're doing broccoli on one and steak on another, onions, and it will do that. Hey, learn a trade. Thank you for coming. I really want to work with you. I would really like to do we can have some conversations back and forth, especially because I know you're in the convenience market, the convenience side of the business, but we could have just a regular conversation between two techs and really give people some information. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, first class service. So, all right, if you go to Learn a Trade, put your website out. He too, I'm getting the feeling that he too has this issue with YouTube. So we're not getting the type of draw that we should have, especially with the information that we are putting out. So Learn a Trade he's putting everything on his own website. I've made it an asserted effort to direct traffic over to Learn a Trade and focus on what he's doing, because I want to give you all the information. I would rather someone else go and give you the step-by-steps on the actual items. So I don't want to get bogged down with that. Those are actually completely separate. I'm trying to give you something more like the news and talk about, like we're talking about Angelo Poe is part of Berkshire Hathaway. So now everybody's able to relate, say, oh yeah, Berkshire Hathaway. So yeah, you can have your insurance with Berkshire Hathaway, and then you can actually pay for that insurance by working on Angelo Poe products. And you can actually pay for your insurance by working on Silver King at Burger King. So please, so yeah, put your information in the chat. I'll highlight it on my screen at the bottom. So just type it out, and I'll put it on the screen. So what this gentleman has, what Learn a Trade has going on is he's telling you how to work on all the stuff that's behind me. So if you can see, yeah, I can't move the screen, but he works on the equipment right here in this corner right there. I don't have 2 of these. I have 1 of these machines in my garage. I got to do a video on it. There's the IC. Hey, Learn a Trade. I was just talking about Cornelius, which is also owned by Berkshire Hathaway. I don't know how the hell I ended up on a Berkshire Hathaway kick. I don't know what happened to you. Just type it down in the chat, your website address, because he wants to bring people to his website. He has training courses on his website on how to work on the Cornelius units. Matter of fact, I have to order, is it a P5000 or a T5000 flow jet for a FBD unit? So the customer, Auntie Anne's, no, Great American Cookie. This customer is really cheap. The owner, he's really cheap, and he lets the product go all the way down to nothing. and then he wonders why his pumps seize up on him. So maybe you can elaborate on that one. And I haven't seen a video on that. I put the pictures out on Instagram, but it doesn't get much traction on YouTube when I put the pictures out. So please put your website. Let me go to it real quick because he still hasn't. I don't know where he went to. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know what. I forgot what he's got it under. Learn. If I would spell it right. Learn a trade. Let me see if I can find it. Commercial appliance. Let me see if it comes up that way. No, brother, you're gonna have. Oh, yeah. So here's learn a trade. So let's go from here to here. Let's share this. What is it? Okay, this is about PTSD. Not that it isn't a serious issue, but I'm trying to find your channel, brother. So this is Learn a Trade. And I'm trying to find the channel that he has on. He's got 72 videos. He has a website. I've gone to your website once. You see the red lines. I watch your stuff, brother. I watch your stuff. See, these are the bibs that I was talking about. So the customer lets these things go empty, and so the pumps are trying to pump and there's nothing to pump, and they essentially cause it to lock up or cause damage, cause the pump to burn out. So let me see if I can find there it is. Check out his channel, Learn a Trade. Okay, so let me put this in there. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there right now. So here it is. I'm gonna pin it. So it's pinned. So here's Learn a Trade. I copied this straight from it. Here's his website. Okay. Yeah, here's his website. Let me keep that up there. It's learnatrade.online. So he had it on YouTube. Because he works for someone, he runs into difficulties that I do not. I own my own thing. I'm an independent. It's explicitly understood with my clients that I must, for my protection, for my proof, I must document everything. I video everything. I'm not going, I let them know I don't have pictures of the customers, of the employees. I don't have, I don't really record their voices, that type of thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I see it's not going. I went and did it for you anyway. Because you're trying to give them well, not really hands-on, but you're giving them step-by-step direction. And my thing is more of information. I am only doing the hands-on, the tech, the showing the work, because that's what people want to see. That's the meat on the bone. That's the eye candy. But I would prefer to just sit back and talk about freaking Berkshire Hathaway, Marmon, TransUnion. So yeah, they bought Angelo Poe. Oh no, his name is just Angelo. But yeah, Berkshire Hathaway bought Marmon, which is the food service, and so that stuff is in the casinos, gas stations, grocery stores, universities, and it's one of the top 3. Lancer is able to see. Here it is. There's the rail, and I think there are satellites, cranes, which I didn't know they were in cranes. But rail, electrical, transportation, water, food service, medical. So along with the medical, they're able to offer the food service. So they're already in the hospitals. They're able to do these package deals, and that's how all this stuff works. To be honest with you, they do these package deals. Yeah. So, like I said before, questions and that type of thing. I really do want to get into. Oh, good. What was this saying? Yeah. Oh, okay. You're talking about learn a trade. Yeah, he's talking about learn a trade. So with this part, I want to wrap this section of this up. I want to wrap this up. This is the Cornelius thing. What I want to get into, what I started with before I went down the rabbit hole. Let's go into restaurant business. Oh, let's go into restaurant business news. Let's see. Let's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, we'll go restaurant business news. No, we don't want to see your advertisement. Whoa, Subway is switch. What do you mean they switching to Pepsi? Who the hell was Subway with before? When they were with Coke? Now, let me hip you to a little something. The reason why someone like Subway would want to switch to Pepsi. I haven't read this. Let me make sure this is big. I haven't read this. Yeah, it's big. Good. I haven't read this. I'm looking at this in real time, just with you. Let me give you some inside baseball. When they're dealing with Coke or when they're dealing with Dr. Pepper, you're on your own. Coke and Dr. Pepper own the dispenser, the Cornelius dispenser, the Lancer dispenser under the bottom that you stick your cup on to get your beverage into the cup. Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, they own that. They provide it to the customer as long as they're buying soda from them. As long as they're buying the syrup, they get to use the machine. The minute they say they don't want to, they snatch that $30,000, $40,000 machine right up out of there. The reason why Subway would go with Pepsi is in bed with Hoshizaki. So Pepsi is actually doing the cleaning of the Hoshizaki machines. You go to a Hoshizaki training class and you will find Pepsi technicians in the training class. So Subway is more, let's go into it instead of you hearing me drone on about it. But Pepsi is actually taking some burden off of the Subway management. Subways will buy a new ice machine like every 3 to 5 years. They'll buy a machine. They would rather, the only thing they'll do is clean it. They would rather buy a new machine than to pay me to fix it. Right? Some might, but all in all, that's typically what they do. The owners will allocate funds for a new machine. Now, of course, they're Subway, so they get an extremely big discount on the Hoshizaki ice machine. But now, if they're going with Pepsi, ooh, yeah, see? It is a 10-year deal. It is a 10-year deal. So now, Subway is off the table as far as doing PMs, as far as cleaning the ice machine at a Subway. It is no longer Subway's obligation to clean the ice machine. I put out some pictures today on Instagram about a dirty machine, and Pepsi is required to clean the machine. Pepsi is having I don't know why they did this deal, because Pepsi is having an extremely hard time with keeping up with this deal. You might be tempted to go ahead and run on over to a Subway and work on that damn ice machine. Just know that if Pepsi decides to sue you, they're well within their means, because the ice machine does not belong to Subway. So when they go with the new deal, that ice machine is going to be property of Pepsi. It is their, they own it. And Subway is just having it in their facility as long as they are using Pepsi products. So be careful. If they're going to pay you, I would have them pay you in cash. I wouldn't have any type of trace on that. Now, if it's a Manitowoc, that means it's not going to be a Pepsi deal. If it's a Manitowoc ice machine, Pepsi isn't, like I said, Pepsi's in bed with Hoshizaki, this is another thing. So now you have a $1 billion corporation making a deal with another $1 billion corporation making a deal with Subway, who was just sold for a couple of billions. So yeah, you're swimming in deep water, people. You're not. This is not the kiddie pool. You're engaging in. So Tropicana, Lipton, Aquafina, Gatorade, Pepsi Zero, Mountain Dew, 20,000. So you're talking about 20,000 Subway locations. So let me show you what that means. Let's show you a Hoshizaki. I don't know if it's going to be a KM500. It's going to be like a KML 500 something, 500 MAJ on top of a bin. So this means that Pepsi is going to purchase about $4,350 worth of Hoshizaki times 20,000. All right, 4, 3, 5, and it's not going to be that much for Pepsi. They're going to get a substantial discount. And it's funny, didn't I just throw out the 20,000 location number earlier? So yeah, I did not know I was going to do this story. So yeah, I threw out this number earlier today. That's in the million. That's 8,700,000. No. 3. That's 87 million. That's 87 million. Yeah. Okay. That's $87 million worth of Hoshizaki that Pepsi is going to buy. So this is not for, you're swimming in deep waters, people. Just understand what this is. So I've shown you the numbers, right? You saw where it is. You saw the number. What are they doing? It's a 10-year deal. And it is, now you can still do the refrigerators. You can still do the refrigerators. The merchandiser is true. You can still work on that. Duke is the cold station where they have all the proteins, the guacamole, the cheese, the turkey, the ham, the beef. That is Duke. So how many locations? 10-year deal. They're going to be shifting all of these locations over to Hoshizaki. 20,000 locations, which means 20,000 Hoshizakis. Nothing here says Hoshizaki. I just know that they're in bed with Hoshizaki, so they have a deal. Is a deal going on between Hoshizaki and Pepsi. So more than likely, because Pepsi is under this agreement and they're buying all these machines, Jersey Mike's, Subway, maybe Hoshizaki is, this is just mere speculation, maybe Hoshizaki is giving them the parts at a substantially reduced rate. They're already offering them service. See, like this, Culver's is switching to Pepsi. So if you don't know, Culver's is here in Texas. Actually, Culver's, one of the few locations that ventured outside of Wisconsin was in Dallas or in Houston was a Culver's. So now I think we have 5. We're back up to 5 Culver's. So the number of Culver's went down to 1 here in Houston, and then now they're back up to 5. I just saw that they're building a new one in the western part of Houston. So Pepsi, Subway, And for all you around the world, because some of you follow me from Germany, Canada, so Canada A, this is happening for you too. So just know that when that Manitowoc goes away and you see a Hoshizaki ice machine up there on that dispenser, don't touch it. Beware. If you do touch it, get paid cash. And the reason why I say this is because Pepsi is taking on a lot more than they can chew. And I can safely say that. There is an extremely long wait time between when a customer puts in a request and when Pepsi technicians are able to come out and address the issue. Pepsi technicians are also providing service on the merchandisers, the refrigerators, as you saw earlier with the JMC, that glass door where you see all the Pepsi products that I mentioned earlier. Pepsi technicians are taking care of that. Of course, they're not doing seal systems. They're not doing, any of that major stuff. They're taking care of thermostats, controllers, fan motors, lights, door switches, condenser fan motors. If I said that earlier, I apologize. But that kind of stuff. And you see here too, Arby's. Arby's is jumping. Oh, okay. They jumped from Pepsi to Coke. And Culver switched from Pepsi to Coke. All right, never mind. Anyway, all right, I went enough on this. So you get a good idea of what's going on out here. If you see a Manitowoc ice machine in the subway, you're good to go. If you see a Hoshizaki, stop, ask a lot of questions, and make sure there isn't any fingerprints on there. Because if Pepsi decided to press the issue, they would sue you for the cost of the ice machine, and then they could sue you for a loss in sales because it is their property, they own it. All right, Chipotle doing a 50-for-1 stock split. Let's see here. Olive Garden is going through some tough times. We saw the Subway deal. Sonic. Let's see here. Dunkin' Donuts, Nectar Juice. All right, Nectar Juice. The juice segment is a big one. I'm starting to get the first juice only concepts. The soda one, I forgot what it's called. I saw it. There was a huge line outside of the place. I believe McDonald's is going to bring one of the cafe places here to Houston, and that is coming pretty soon. Starbucks is ramping up their locations. We have an obscene number of Starbucks here, and they're adding more. Hey, what's happening, brother contractor? And what did you have to say here? First class service. Oh, thank you. When you were in the Hoshizaki, yeah, it was full. I know it was full. If you work for Pepsi, I don't care if you sweep the floors. I don't care if you drive in the trucks or pup in the yard. Your ass is in that damn Hoshizaki class because they don't have enough bodies to handle the number of machines that they are responsible for out there in the market. They just don't. They just don't have it. This all goes back to the shortage that we have in the market. We are, let's see here. They say that we are 50,000 short. I can easily say that it's double that. It is double that. I personally have been affected by this. One of my, I guess we could say he was a competitor. One of the other gentlemen that was in the same market with me, he passed away. And ever since he passed away, I have been struggling to keep up with the workflow. So the clientele that he had did not want to transition over to one of the big guys. They wanted to stay with the small, hands-on, pick up the phone, hey, Mike, can you help me type of situation. They didn't want to go with calling an 800 number, waiting on the phone, and all that jazz. And they wanted to stay with what they had, and they everybody's been gravitating towards me instead of Part Sound, instead of Whaley, instead of Commercial Kitchens, instead of Core Mechanical and all that kind of stuff, and Tech 24. So those other customers have come my way, and I'm really at a crossroads. I am at the point where I'm really, really contemplating bringing on another person, and my stomach is just going into knots as I say this. I'm really, that doesn't feel good. So here is the juice, nectar juice, and I had my stories prepared for you guys on this, but they're coming. See, these places have been around for 13 years. 13 years. So there are these juice bars and there are these blend bowls that are popping up nationwide, and they're spawning from Arizona and from California. So they're coming, especially they're going to Miami. They're going to wherever people are health conscious and weight phobic. So they're flooding places like Florida, and then they are expanding out from Florida up towards New York, outward west towards I know it's not a weight healthy conscious place, but places like Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, places like Dallas, they're heading over this way. And it's all in these stories. Let me quote my source. This is Restaurant Business Magazine. Felicia Coe put out this article February 1st of 2024. And so you can hear the whole interview with Alexis. Okay, wherever the hell her name is. Para, whatever the hell her name is. So Alexis is the one who did. Yeah, it is Alexis. So this is a big thing. The reason why I'm bringing this up to you, the reason why I ran right to this story, is there are very few pieces of equipment in these juice places. It is extremely easy for them to ramp these places up. When they franchise these things out, the people don't need a lot of money. It's like a Subway. They fork over like 50 grand, 25 grand, and then boom, they throw in a couple of juicers, couple of Vitamix, ice machine, and a couple of fridges, and they're off and running. All right, let me see if I can find it. And I'm spelling this wrong. So let me go here. All right, so what I did was I just went to the site. Let me put this in the chat so you can follow along. And this is just one of many. I don't know if they're coming to your area just yet, but they're coming. If not them, someone like them. So what you want to do is get ready. See how they have this extremely simple put together. The tables and chairs are, once again, to tie it all back in. Let me put this back on me. To tie it back in with what I was showing you earlier. See, places like this is what you see here. The table and chairs, they're able to go with these people who have this extremely simple, straightforward. They can go with one company like this. Oh shoot! All right, they go with one company like this. I'm gonna put my green screen back up so then these things will be easily shown. Where they get the tables and chairs from the JMC, they can get the tables and chairs. They throw up a couple whimsical looking items. See, here's the table bases. It doesn't cost these people that much to throw up these food concepts. And it's not even food concept, this is a drink concept. So let me show you the smoothie. So that just requires a Vitamix. Oh, let me bring you back in Sorry about that. Let me bring you back in. So it's in the chat, but this is where we are. So now you're talking about a Vitamix. Why is this damn thing here? They're forcing you to see, tempting us with a free item. And I really wanted to see it. So chopped up bananas, that type of thing. So you're looking at some kind of like a, not julienne, but it's a French blade that they use to slice it. And they have other things that they can use. But you have that. I can introduce you to the companies that make those type of things. Let me go back. I really want to show you. See, they're covering it up because there's nothing to show. They have 2, maybe 3. If it's a very busy location, maybe 3 Vitamix. They bottle the items. They're going to either use a juicer. They'll probably use a juicer. They use a juicer, which you can work on that as well. And sometimes they will juice in the Vitamix. People don't like, health aficionados do not like juicing in a Vitamix or in any type of juicer that is a quick juicer. They like a slow crushing juicer. They don't want a macerating juicer. So they might just have a juicer in the back. I would have to see. Let's see if we can find locations. So this taps into the weight loss segment. You will find these close to gyms, within a close. See, I can't even find where they say locations, but I can damn sure find franchise information. I can damn sure find that. Where are they? I don't know. But can I buy one? You're damn sure I can buy one. You're damn right I can buy one. So they're advertising that you're going to make $1 million per store. Do you see this? They're telling you, if you give them some money, you too, for the low price of $50,000, allegedly, could get $1 million return. I don't know what it costs. I don't really want to go into it because they're going to hound me and ask me to show them financials and when you interested. See, only way I can get to where they got it is in the franchise information. So they have 150 locations that are not up yet. 150 locations that people have put money down on. 150 locations that they have found properties that they deem are viable. So 150 locations? What they say? Does it say 200 locations? Get the hell out of here. Have you guys put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of this place? 200 locations. That's a lot of locations. And they're in 26 states. What the heck? But they don't even have a locate section. Let me get this so I get NEKTARER. Let's see. NEKTER. Juice bar. Let's do Florida. Let's do Florida, people. All right. Here we go. So yeah, they got a few. They got a handful. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Look at where they're focused. Let me zoom in for you. Look at where they're focused. Miami. They're focused in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. They haven't quite made it up to West Palm Beach. They would need to make it up to West Palm Beach. There's the Orlando. And of course, what is that? Tallahassee or something? That's probably Tallahassee. Jacksonville Beach. Quite a few of you that follow me are in Florida. I know that you would be up pretty late if you are in Florida. Yeah, because it'd be 10:30 your time. But this is ridiculous that they're making me look this hard to find a freaking location. So yeah, Delray Beach. I used to live over that way. I used to live in West Palm Beach. Okay, so these places are coming at you. Refrigerators. You get your refrigeration work. If you're somebody like Frank, now if you're like Frank, the #1 sponsor of the channel, they have air conditioners. They have air conditioners. Sometimes these places opt for a walk-in, especially with them doing so much fruit. It's kind of hard to keep so much fruit in just refrigerators. Oh, excuse me. So they will usually opt for like a single walk-in, a very small one. Yeah, one in Delray. Yeah, that's what hey, I try to give you guys as much information as possible. Some would say maybe too much, but you would have to go to the actual location, right? Introduce yourself and let them know that here's Coconut Creek, and let them know that you provide refrigeration services, and they would act on it. If you want to offer for the Vitamix or the Blend Tech or the Hamilton Beach has this new commercial blender. All right. And I'm spelling this wrong. Hamilton Beach. It is a new blender it's a two-part blender. Let me see if this is it. It is a two-part blender. What it is it has a lithium-ion battery in the top. I'll probably show it to you on their site. It has a lithium-ion battery, and it has an agitator. It has a two-prong agitator at the top, which increases the consistency. It'll give it a smoother consistency for the product. It speeds up the blend time, so you're actually spending less time blending the product. So this is Hamilton Beach is really trying to get in on this thing. So you might see, oh, it's warring. I'm sorry. I have so much going on in the brain. Damn it. There it is. Let me go back. Let me show you what this looks like. This is the one with the lithium ion mixer at the top. So you're going to start to see these rolling out. What you see down here at the bottom is the charging station for the top section that rotates. So do not be alarmed if you see something. Don't think it's, oh, I can't work on it. No. All it does is it's got two little paddles, and they rotate around the top to fold protein in towards the vortex in the middle. The reason why they're doing it, so this is the Warren Extreme. The reason for this process is so that you don't heat up the food items. If you're using a Vitamix and you're spinning the product too long, you will actually go from a frozen product to a boiling product. You can actually make soup in a Vitamix from raw ingredients. So those things can't stay in there very long. It will break down all the ice cubes in there just by the sheer number of rotations that a Vitamix generates. So to alleviate those type of things and the noise and all that kind of stuff, you got the Warren unit. So you can get parts from this. You can get it from them, or you can get it from, you probably get it from Parts Town. So they are not cheap. It's $1,500. So yes, it costs around the same cost as a regular refrigerator, a French door fridge, you know, without the bells and whistles. I mean, you know, a base French door unit. So that is what you got. Let me see. I'll show you a little something. Oh, it's on YouTube too. So you get a good idea. So yeah, Warren's been around a long time. They got a big 8-sheet sign up thing. See, so there it is rotating on the inside. God, I hope I don't get a freaking warranty. I mean, a strike against me for that. So that's how it is. There's nothing to it. See? So it helps to counter rotate against the item to bring everything in. So that's what they're going after. They're going after Vitamix big time. The reason why I'm telling you this, there's the bowls. See, acai bowls. So let me get into this. I'm going to go and jump into the bowls next. And there's a manitois. So you see it? There's your manitois. They put the ice in there. They put the fruits, the dragon fruit in there, and then boom, they just blend it up. This is a big craze. It's been kind of a craze for the last 5 years, right before the pandemic hit.
I would recommend this blender to any smoothie shop, and it's about time something like this finally came.
So that is what everybody's serving now. They're serving bowls. What the hell? Hold on 1 second. Who the hell is Aliza? Why are people calling me? I never get any calls. Look at this. I swear to you. Coach was like, oh man, you guys taking your phone calls while you're on stream. I never do. I don't know who the hell is this calling me. I have no idea who this is calling me. Hey, could you call me back? I have no idea who that is. I never get Skype calls. I'm expecting a call from Beijing. My daughter's friend lives in Beijing, but that's not their name. Their name is a Chinese name. Anyway, bowls. So now we're gonna get into bowls. Damn it, I had a story. All right, bowls. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna type in bowls and then restaurant news. Are bowls the new sandwich from Nation's Restaurant News? Man, if you don't get the hell up off my damn screen. What the hell? I don't want, damn it, where's the X? Let me get out and come back in. Let me see if I can get around it. What I do for my people. What the hell is all this? This is nuts. All right. All right, let me see here. Let me just go through the name, see if I can find it. I normally don't have this much of an issue. Bowls and their appeal. Let's see if we can find this. There we go. Same damn company. Here's Nation's Restaurant News. This is my source, Nation's Restaurant News. And we're actually doing a different type of bowl, not the Chipotle bowl. We actually want to do fruit, and it's going to be on here. They were just talking about it yesterday. Talking about Popeyes, Dutch Brothers, McDonald's, Taco Bell. Tropical. Okay, we're going to go with Tropical Smoothie. So Tropical Smoothie is a chain that actually does bowls as well. So how Tropical Smoothie Cafe has become Gen Z snack brand of choice. This is who's using it. So this is refrigeration. There is going to be a Tropical Smoothie somewhere near you. They are rapidly expanding. That's what they're saying. This brand is positioned for massive growth. So this came out February 15th of 2024. Holly Petrie. And what the hell? I can't believe somebody called me on Skype. All right. So everybody else has been trying to get in on these trends. And actually some of them have. Like Dutch Brothers. But Tropical Smoothie Cafe is a big one that is coming up. And they are selling these like acai bowls. So that is the thing. So the bowls are, yes, a cream base is yogurt or acai, topped with fruit. Here we have like juice it, and they do like rice. They do a rice based one they do yogurt, rice, or acai, and then they top it with fruit, granola, and more. And so they take these raw ingredients and they blend it up. So refrigeration and air conditioning. There is no heat source in any of these locations. Oh, I should have blew that up bigger. Sorry about that. And thank you all for staying with me. I do appreciate that. I really didn't have much I wanted to come and talk about, but I've been talking for hours. Anyway, so this is how Tropical Smoothie Cafe is the it on these new places. Everybody is going with these streamlined, standalone. They don't want to deal with landlords. They are the landlord now. They're leasing the land from these large complexes, and they're plopping themselves in the parking lots outside of Target, outside of Walmart. So they're occupying a part of the parking lot, but they actually own the building. They're just leasing that land from Walmart and the like. Now, Panda Express is doing the same thing. So you don't have to worry about ovens. You don't have to worry about, now I'm gonna touch on that. You don't have to worry about griddles. You don't have to worry about deep fryers. Now, I just said you don't have to worry about ovens. But what these places do have is, if you've been following me, what they have is they are using a Mana Menu Master speed ovens. So if you do want to get into it, I don't know if any of you seen me work on this one here. I don't know if you've seen me work on this $13,333 oven. This speed oven, it is a microwave. It is radiant heat, which it has heaters. It has heating elements in there, and it uses impingent air. It has two turbo fans in there, and it blows that air around. With the added accessories, so like a salad and go, they cook their eggs. Anything hot, they do bacon or anything, it's done in these microwaves. So I don't know if you guys saw me do a startup at Chipotle, but I did that with that Turbo Chef. So here is one. This is the only hot side item that you are going to find. And at the price of $13,333, I think there's a little room in there for you to get in there and work on this oven and make a nice little piece of change for yourself. Fun fact, this front touch panel is $2,000. Just saying. It's $2,000, and you got two. It's just like Turbo Chef. So you got two of everything. You got two wave guides. You got two. Oh man, my brain. You got two of everything in there. Transformers. You got two transformers. You got two antennas in there. You got two of everything. Here we go. So yeah, it's got infrared. It's got microwave. It's got the fans with the convection. And so yeah, it gets up to 520 degrees. Ooh, I didn't know it was stackable. So they don't expect anyone to cook over 1 hour. Everything is less than an hour. It does have a catalytic converter, just like a Turbo Chef. So I do work on a manual menu master, but I am actually team. Let me pull up speed ovens, and I did a whole video on speed ovens. I went over the Medea, went over all of these. So these are what you're gonna find, and Mary Chef. All right, so I am team Mary Chef. That is the side that accepted me. That is the side that works with me. That is the side that don't give me no drama. I am team Menu Master. I got all the information I need, the program guides. I got the booklets. I got everything. Fred, what's happening? Thanks for coming, brother. That is the same brand. It is. Express Chef is an Amana product. Or are you talking about the menu? Or are you talking about the Mary Chef? All right, so let me show you ACP Menu Master. ACP is the parent company, ACP Solutions, which is Amana. The Amana division was sold off. It stands on its own. Here it is. You see it. Amana. The Amana commercial line is Menu Master Express Chef. So Amana does just the regular commercial microwave with the preset buttons, and it's going to be here. That's the Menu Master, and then the Express Chef is the one without the display. So here's the full lineup. Everybody has all the same stuff. So the ones on the left, that's your standard Amana, and as you go up, that's where we start to get into the divisions and the different names that they're using, and it's all under ACP. Here you go. They will, if you call them on the phone, they will talk to you. If you need help, they will help you. I will say that about ACP. They did, during the pandemic, they gave me training lessons via, online things. Where those online lessons went to, I have no idea. Why they don't make them available? They have them. I don't know why they're not out. They spent like 2-3 days training me and a couple other guys on all their stuff. And where all that stuff went to, I don't know. But here's the 800 number. That is the 800 number. So take it down if you want it. 866, put it in your phone. 866-811-8559. It does not have to be under warranty for you to call and ask them. It says CompServe, but that's just the tech side of it. It's ACP employees answering the line 24 hours a day, 365 days, just like they said. So if you're in front of the unit, you can get all the help you need. They'll give you the part numbers. They'll run through sequence of operations. They'll run through the schematic with you. They'll go over everything. Any problem you need. And to bring it on home, this is what's in the juice bars. To go a long way around. Where we started with this thing was, I was talking about the juice bowl. I was talking about the juice places, and I was talking about the acai bowl places. This is what they're using to heat up protein. If they're serving a panini sandwich or something like that, these are what they're using, this type of equipment. Yes, it is pricey. Yes, that means there's room in there for you to make a living off of working on these. These are not $85 microwaves found at Walmart and Target that they're going to go and pick up and put them in the. No. They need these. They have panini grills in them that leave the panini marks that press down on the unit. If you saw me do a startup at Chipotle, you saw me do one with a Turbo Chef. I believe it was a Turbo Chef or a Menu Master. I can't remember which one. Starbucks has switched over to Mary Chef. So you're not really seeing those over there. So juice bowls. God damn it, why I keep saying juice bowls? Bowls. The acai bowls. That is the next thing that's coming to you. So you're going to have refrigeration in these places. It's extremely easy for them to throw one of these up. They are coming to a town near you. I don't give a damn where you live. They're coming to a place. Them or a competitor for their business is coming to where you are. Like this nectar. So now you basically know what makes one of these things tick. Only thing you don't know about is I didn't go over the juicer. There's only there's less than a handful of trusted juicer brands out there. That's a whole nother thing. I've never touched a juicer. I've never worked on one, so I really can't talk to you about it. I own the residential juicers, but I don't deal with the commercial ones. They're a whole nother animal. So nectar is coming to a town near you. There we go. There's locations. Somebody give me a city or give me a state. And let's see. Let us see. Let me see. Well, we already did Oh, okay. So in Chicago, downtown Barrington. Ooh, la di da, hoity toity. I'm not gonna say what name, no, what race. You know, I can't say that. So they're in Barrington, Libertyville, Valparaiso, Indiana. Right. So they're going all over. So somebody give me another zip code. Give me another zip code. Oh, y'all couldn't really see that. Let me go back. So there's Barrington. So they're open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you have all day to get in there and do work. All day. And did that say Randall's? So they're actually, oh, wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me go back. Because if they're in, let me do 60153. Oh, okay, okay. They're talking about a street. I thought they were talking about Randall's grocery store. So, yeah, they're on South Randall in Geneva. That's a way far west suburb. So, is it open yet? Or does that say they're open or coming soon? No, no, not open. So if you give me another zip code, we can look at it. Okay, 20. Damn it. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right, 20817. 20817. Let's see. I'm just curious. I don't want to go too far, but Bowles. 20817. Is that what you said? The hell just happened? All right. Oh, of course you would be from the DMV. All right. So, yeah, let's see. Of course, DMV is going to be very conscious. So there's 2 locations in the DMV. So, Ride Like the Wind come 6:30 a.m. at Yard 56. So what is that? The Shipyard? Yard 56? Where is Yard 56? Yard 56. I take it that's Yard 56. Damn it. Because I heard of Yard 56. So they don't open up until 8:30. If I were you, I would swing by, introduce myself, since that's your zip code. If I did put that in there right. 20817, chances are I did. You're not going to hurt yourself by introducing yourself to these people. Ask for the manager. Buy something. Buy something. If you purchase from them, you're not a solicitor. It's now business to business transaction. But if you go ahead and give them your information, that is unsolicited. That is soliciting. That is a no-no. You buy something while you're standing there, item in hand, or while you're standing there waiting on your order to come up. You introduce yourself. You give them your card, your pamphlet, your whatever the hell you got. You give it to them. Take a look at what the equipment is, what the brand is, whether it's True, Dalefield, Continental. More than likely, it's going to be one of those 3. Tell them what you can do for them. You would like to do preventative maintenance, which is cleaning the condenser coils and things like that to prevent the units from going down. Yes, you know they have a warranty, but they still don't want the unit to go down. Even with a warranty, they still have to wait on the part to come in. So when you guys see me go out and I go on a True and I have to order like you guys, I don't know if you saw that. I think I did a post on YouTube, but when I went for that Nestle ice cream machine at Dollar General or General, whatever, at Dollar General, I made them wait a week. I went to New Orleans. No. I went to Vegas. So they had to wait over a week. No, a week. I made them wait a week and a day for me to come back and go ahead and change the condenser and then change the evaporator on that unit. So just because it's under warranty doesn't mean it's going to be done that moment. Just because it's under warranty doesn't mean it's going to be done in a week. Just because it's under warranty doesn't mean it's going to be done in 2 weeks. It's under warranty. You care less. You care less. You get in where you fit in. It's under warranty. So the name of the game is not to let the machine break down. They need preventative maintenance. They need you to come out, keep the coils clean, keep the units breathing, make sure those condenser fans are running. They don't have the gloves. The employees are pulling the gloves out of the box. Oh, damn, I thought I had one. They're pulling the gloves out of the box, and a glove falls out and falls down, and it gets sucked up underneath, and it blocks the condenser coil. Heat builds up, and the unit shuts off. It happens all the time, all the time. So someone needs to pull those things out and look for that. Because these are R290, they cover up the back so that if the unit does blow, or if there is a small fire, it's contained and it'll snuff itself out. So if it does blow, it's not going to damage the cabinets behind it. It's not going to damage the wall, because they put like a panel. And that panel's a pain in the ass, because it's a whole bunch of screws that hold the damn thing in. And it means that the employees are not able to clean these units. The owners think that the employees can clean it, but that was the refrigerators of the 90s and the early 2000s. That isn't the refrigerators that have R290 in them. So the employees can't get back there and clean them. You can, because you can go ahead and take all those damn screws and bolts out. So you can sell your service for that. You sell your service for the ice machine. Everybody needs ice. I've told you that time and time again, and you saw it in the picture. That was the side grill for a Manitowoc. I can't even spell a side. ASIE. I'll just do that, and it'll correct me. So here are, and I'm going to change this music in a minute because it's driving me nuts. Let me see. Let me find a good one. So these are all the freaking concepts right now. I'm having a hard time choosing one to even start to begin to talk about, because I can't even find one that is recognizable nationwide. I'm looking for one that is nationwide. And they're saying that acai bowls are not just breakfast. They're saying that people are starting to have them for dinner. Wholesale and bulk, I don't care about that. Simone, I don't care for them. I don't think my wife eats them either. She eats the rice bowls. She's from the islands, so she'll eat anything with rice in it. Oh, damn. That's why it's doing that, because it's saying a acai bowl recipe. Damn it. That's why. All right. So when I pull this up, now there's the damn juice it. Like I was saying, look at it light up. Look at the damn thing light up. Look at it light up. Smoothie Kings. I can tell you all about a Smoothie King. What the hell is in a Smoothie King? Tropical smoothies. Ginger kale. Oh, there's a nectar. Yeah, there's a nectar. I don't know what the hell that is. So juice is the juice in acai bowls. That is the next thing. Earthcraft Juicery. I mean, we got Rush Bowls. I heard of let me go with Rush Bowl. I heard of Rush Bowl. So let me go to their website. I don't know if it's local or if it's nationwide. Let's see if they have a thing that says locations. Get out of here with the vacation thing. All right, so locations. Oh, so I did hear about them. Okay. I had somebody, they meant well. I know they were poking at me a little bit when I first came out, but they said, "Hey man, their life is more than just doing appliances and stuff like that." And that's cool for them, but this is kind of like what I do. This is my thing. So let me make this bigger. This is what I was listening to an interview with the CEO of Rush Bowl. And so, like I said, I got a ton of stuff to talk about with you guys. I stay current on all this stuff. I just have not been online to tell you about this and what you need to do to get in with these people. So, Bentonville, Arkansas, that's Walmart, right? That's all. That's Walmart. That's the head. All right, so here we go with Oakland. This thing is being weird with me. Washington, D.C., so we'll bring it on back. Now it doesn't. This thing is tripping. Okay. So as you can see from here, there's your beloved Florida. Miami is not covered, so Miami is coming. Miami is coming. What do they say with additional locations? Now I'm going through this with you. Oh, all right. Damn it. So Amherst. So I know somebody in here is from Massachusetts. There's Boca Raton right there. So Boca, which Boca is in between West Palm Beach and Miami. So you got Boca. Chicago is coming. Houston, where I am, they're here already, but there's going to be more. Houston has room for 15 of any food concept. Any food concept can have 15 locations in Houston. So there's Mount Pleasant. So everybody tries to get here. Everybody wants to get here. Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Washington, New Jersey, San Diego. If Jack Tripper was still alive, he'd probably be eating there. St. Augustine, Temple, Arizona, where the university is, Glendale, Arizona, Indianapolis, Las Vegas. I think the one in Las Vegas is already up. I just got back from there. Charleston. I think I saw that in Vegas. Oh, New Orleans in Metairie. What the? I clicked on New Orleans and this damn thing took me to Florida. What the hell? All right, anyway, so there's your Florida. It's spreading all over Florida like a weed. So you guys want to see Rush Bowl? You want to look into it? But everything I told you still applies. Everything I told you from the beginning, I know people are coming in and out. So what I talked about in the beginning is the first start of my rambling was the warranty. The manufacturers are going up. And so I told you about, yes, the manufacturers are going up to, like true manufacturers going to 7 years on everything. Then I proceeded to show you from other manufacturers things that aren't covered. Lights aren't covered. Door gaskets aren't covered. So yeah, they got 7-year warranty, but they're not covering door gaskets. Door gaskets have 90 days. Lights have 90 days, or some have like 1 year. They're not covering door hinges. They're not covering door closers. It's a whole bunch of stuff they're not covering. They're not covering block drains. It's a whole plethora of things. Talk to the factory when you're out there, but you still want to sell your services to these different places because this is all they have is refrigeration. They have refrigeration and they have these speed ovens. So you know how to contact tech support for the speed ovens. Showed you what it is. Learn a Trade is showing you how to work on the speed ovens. He's done at least 6 videos that I've seen on how to work on the Turbo Chef oven when he was in the 7-Elevens. So everything you saw with the Turbo Chef applies to the Amana Menu Master. Everything you saw with the Turbo Chef applies to the Mary Chef and everything. They're all the same. They are all the same. Actually, the reason why you have all of these units out here is because the intellectual property has expired on a lot of what Turbo Chef had. And so now all these people are out there, but it was extremely easy for them to duplicate it. There was nothing to the units. It's just that they had patents on certain things, certain processes, and those patents have now expired. So now boom, like the Big Bang. There's been this explosion, and from nothing, now you have units, as far as the eye can see, names come up every day that didn't exist the day before. So here we are on bowls, back down the rabbit hole. So you saw the blenders. I spent a little time going over the blenders. You knew some of the usual suspects. I then introduced you to two new ones that you didn't know much about, and especially the one with their new innovation, and they're going to push that hard. So I guarantee you, you will see that new blender with the two paddles. So the lithium ion mixer at the top, and then the blades at the bottom. So you're going to see that along with Vitamix. So Vitamix is not the only player in town. All right, so let's see here. So these guys are all over the country. Rush Bowl. The guy really wants to expand. Like I said, 200 locations. They want to do another 150 locations. An additional 150 locations. So factor in at least 3 pieces of refrigeration. At least 3 pieces of refrigeration. Even more if they have a walk-in. Right? So if you guys are doing air conditioning, these places are going to need air conditioning technicians. These people are going to need someone to do the walk-in. These people are going to need somebody to do the refrigeration. Excuse me. The standalone refrigeration. Oftentimes they will pre-make some stuff, some juices and things like that, and they'll have them on display, or they have some bowls ready for pickup, and they would keep them in a fridge. And then when the delivery Uber, DoorDash, or Postmates, whoever comes, then they'll take it out the fridge and then give it to the driver. All right, so that's that. Questions, comments, concerns. Let me hear them. Let me hear them, because I really was trying to talk about warranty and how the warranty had extended, and I ended up talking about freaking acai bowls. But they're coming to you, easy pickings. I'm bringing this to you because this is not a big enough target for the big guys. Oh, and I forgot about the ice machine, because they got to have ice. I forgot about the ice machine. So 3 or 4 pieces of refrigeration, an ice machine, and then possibly a walk-in. In addition to that, you're talking about a speed oven, so they can serve sandwiches of some type, or whatever, toast coconut. Because if you have that oven, you can put coconut shavings in there, and then now you can have toasted coconut. So some type of oven, and you're in business. And then the blenders. So it's good money for you. Easily, I can go through the numbers with you, but easily you're looking at a good $30,000-$40,000 a year per store with that, doing the preventative maintenance, and then taking care of the blenders and things like that when they go down, especially one with the digital displays that often will need service. The coupling for the bottom blender blade, those will need service. Ice machines need service quarterly. You see how they get all messed up, mold forms and things like that. And you're going to have a ton of issues, especially with a juice place, because of all the sugars and the fruit flies and everything. Those are constantly going to need service. So you're going to make a nice little piece of change off of each location if you're doing some kind of quarterly service, some kind of annual service. That whole thing. So let me see how long have I been on? I think I'm going to start to wrap this up, especially since you guys have been kind of quiet. Ooh, I've been on for 3 hours. Well, I had this thing running a little longer, but I've been on for about 3 hours. I think that's about enough. Let me let's see here. Since you're looking at the screen, what I'm going to flash up here for you is, as the others say, my social medias. Up there in the corner. Damn, I lost my damn arm. Up here in the corner. All right, so this is where you could find me. This is the QR code for Instagram. I don't know what the hell it is. Facebook. All these other places. There's my PayPal. There's my Cash App. If you want to buy, brother, some stuff. Oh, here we go. Here. This is so you could find me on Instagram. It's very difficult for me to put the stuff that I work on a day-to-day basis on Facebook. And then when I put it on there, I spend the time to put it on there. Nobody looks at it any damn way. Here's the X. Well, they still use the old Twitter symbol. So you can find me on that. I post stuff on there. There's the Facebook. I post stuff on Facebook. If people are there, if people are going to be on there, I'll go ahead and put stuff on there. The more people that join the Facebook, I will do more interactions. But this is where you're typically going to find the day-to-day stuff that I'm doing. So there's no, you'll be able to find me, right? So you don't have to worry about how to type in to find me on Instagram. This is how you find me on Instagram. All right. That is where you find me. Now let me take this off. I want to sum this up. Let's sum this up. Nation's restaurant news. Since you guys don't have any freaking questions. Yeah, McDonald's is going through some stuff. McDonald's has their own drink thing. The Postinos, that's a customer that I take care of. They're a pain in the, you know what to deal with. Dutch Brothers, I signed up with them. I've never gotten a single call from Dutch Brothers. This right here, Cosmics. This is McDonald's. We actually have one coming here. So McDonald's is doing a drink-only location. All right, so who is this? The owner of One Group. I have no idea. Saltwater Social Concept. I don't know if anybody you know what the hell that is. Oyster Bar CEO. Okay, there's a new concept called And Pizza. I've never heard of it. Oh, and Portillo's. You guys don't know what Portillo's is. Portillo's is a Chicago-based chain. They do about $8 million in revenue. Well, let's just say sales. $8 million in sales per location. Per location. They are king swinging right now. Nobody tops them with the amount of money that they pull in per location. So here in Texas, I believe we have 3 in Dallas, and then 1 is coming to Katy, Texas. So they have 85 restaurants. Now Portillo's got a ton of stuff jammed into their restaurants. All Chicago restaurants have a ton of stuff. See this? They do. Look at this, right? Just so you know, I back everything up with numbers. They do $500,000 a week per store. $500,000 a week. That's not a year. That's not a month. That is a week. A week. A week. They have a croissant roast beef sandwich with cheddar cheese, sweet peppers or hot peppers. It is the best. I make it at home, but I still don't make it quite as good as what they do it. I go to Restaurant Depot, I buy the same beef, I buy the croissants from places, but I don't use the store-bought stuff. I go and get real good croissants. And I still can't make it as good as they do. Now they have really good shakes and the whole 9. If you can get in your if you can become a service provider for them, you you just you just made your company $1 million service provider. They have like, oh man, they'll have like 8 or 9 deep fryers in the back. Look at this. Okay, so here in Texas, this colony is by Dallas. They do $50,000 a day in Texas. $50,000 average. They average $50,000, and they're coming to you. They're coming to you. So all you guys in Dallas, and there are like 6 of you that call me. Oh, I don't know, man. Is Dallas gonna be good? Is Dallas gonna be okay? Is Fort Worth, bruh? $48,000 in a day. I don't know of a restaurant to do $48,000 in a day. Portillo's does $48,000 in a day. The line, they have a very Chipotle style line. They have a double drive-through line, and then they have the workers that are outside, just like In-N-Out Burger, just like Chick-fil-A. So the workers are out there. They will have 4 workers out there, so 2 on each line. Just like Chipotle, not Chick-fil-A does on their extremely busiest stores. So they have one person that will go ahead and take the order, and then you drive up, and another person takes your credit card and charges you, and then you drive up to the window, you pick up drinks or something, then you drive to the next one, you can pick up your food, and you go. The line does move pretty quick because they have a ton of people that work in the back. A ton of people who work. With $48,000 a day, the only problem they have is trying to make sure that they have enough people to work, because the food is, you don't living in Chicago, and I live like 10 minutes from a Chipotle. I mean, not from a Portillo's. You don't realize how good the food is in these places. In Chicago, you could pick up a rock and throw it and hit an extremely good restaurant. So a restaurant that is slightly lesser than Portillo's is still a fantastic restaurant anywhere else. But you don't know that when you live there, because it's really hard to find a bad place to eat in Chicago. So they are here. They're coming to Katy, Texas. I think it's down to maybe 2 or 3 months. I haven't seen the site, but they're coming here. I do not know who's providing the service. If you're in Dallas, go ahead and ask them. Maybe start with ICE. Maybe ask them if you could do the PMs on ICE. See if you could become the backup service provider. Anything, because it is spare no expense when it comes to Portillo's, because the $48,000 a day. $48,000 a day. Everything has to work. This is not like, everything has to work. It can't be anything half-assed. They slang food like there's something illegal in it. All right, so I want to do my phone. Come closer, because there's something in the food. It is really good. It is delicious. And you need to, if you can be a part of that. If you got a Portillo's coming near you, and you can get in there and you can talk to management, at least let them hold your information in their hand. If they tell you they're going to take it and put it in the back and keep you in mind, that is the best. I mean, I would take that over any Christmas present. I would drop anybody else to have Portillo's as one of my clients. Yeah, they serve, they do everything. They do cakes, they do shakes, they do ice creams, they do, the Italian beef, the hot dogs, everything. Oh, the salads. Yeah, the salads are big. Yeah, they do $650,000 worth of salad sales. Salada would kill for that. Salad and Go would kill for that. I mean, it is. $3.5 million in the drive-through, and another 4.2 million of people that come in and order food and sit down, and then another 1.2 million in delivery. I told you they do. See, I said $8 million. I don't know why they want to make a liar out of me. I don't understand that. I don't know why they can't just say $8 million. But apparently it is $9 million per restaurant. We're gonna chop off the 100,000. It is, or is that 100 million? It is, yeah, 100,000. It is $9 million per restaurant. Last I heard, it was $8 million per restaurant. Yeah, that is one. I'm very excited about. They're going to Vegas, so the company has plans to enter Atlanta, Denver, Colorado, Vegas, Nevada, and they're going to grow at 15, a clip of 15. 900 units, bruh. If you don't, all right. If you don't see me on YouTube no more, if you see me never again on social media, that means it is all hands on deck. And I landed Portillo's, and I'm busy trying to get employees to help me make sure all that stuff is running. Because I do not want them to have in-house. I would rather be the service provider of choice. Because when a client makes $9 million per year out of a single facility, this is not regional. This is a single facility. Yeah, they will pay for you to have parts. They will pay for you to go ahead and get that sucker up and running. And those, to be honest with you, the restaurants are large enough where they actually do have room in them for you to work. They are very, they make sure there's a lot of room in the back. So if you're ever in one of those, right? Yeah, I know. If you're ever in one, there's no squeezing, getting by anybody in the back. And while they're working the line, there's plenty of room in the back. They actually have the restaurant segmented, so the salad section is off on the other side. They got a whole other section for desserts. It's really nice. It's really nice, but you will see. They're coming. They're humming, coming at you. So, all right, and I see y'all are still with me. Firehouse Subs. Let's see what they got going on. Dude, I can do a 12-hour stream. I've been prepared on all of these. I'm up to date on all of the information. Yeah, Firehouse Sub is owned by RBI. I can get into who RBI is. I did a video on Firehouse Subs. I showed you that they have AJ Madison steamers. So they have a small army of these little small steamers for the proteins that they're going to prepare for your sandwich. And then they have a toaster. They have a conveyor toaster. They have a hostess. Well, they can have any number of different ice machines in the back. It could be anything from a Scotsman to an Isomatic to a Hoshizaki to a Manitowoc. So they've done a number of things. But yeah, so Firehouse Subs was purchased in 2021 by RBI, Restaurant Brand Group, which owns Burger King, Tim Hortons, which is growing like crazy. I did a thing for a subscriber, for somebody who donates to the channel. I already went into a Tim Hortons. So since I took those pictures like a couple of weeks ago, they've opened up 6 other Tim Hortons down here. So Tim Hortons is the Canadian version of Dunkin' Donuts. So there are quite a few Canadians that subscribe to me. So yes, we have Tim Hortons now. We have the whole Maple Leaf going on down here. So RBI also owns Popeyes. So that is the family that they are a part of. Being part of these groups mean that they lower their costs for purchasing, their consumables, the proteins, the drinks, even the cups and all that kind of stuff, that lowers their cost of doing business. That lowers their cost of acquiring this stuff. Tim Hortons is going to have a lot of bun in it, and Firehouse they have true refrigerators. That's something they stay true to, is that they have true prep tables. They're typically going to have around 3, as few as 2, as many as 4. And then they're going to have conveyor toaster ovens, sometimes Star, sometimes Lincoln, the smaller ones, of which I own some, and I can do a video on for you guys someday in the future. But they have those, and that's what they put the bread on, and then they'll go through the toaster bread, and then they'll take the roast beef, whatever that comes out of the AJ Antoon steamer, put that on the sandwich, and then shove that in your face. And then of course they're going to have, I think they have Pepsi. But they have a couple of ice machines. But the one in the back, belongs to them. The one on the drink machine belongs to Pepsi. So you have to clean that one. And I did a live from a Firehouse sub. So this same family, they own 3. And I've been to 2 of the 3 locations. The original location had a Scotsman ice machine. The second location had a Hoshizaki, and they told me that the third one has an Isomatic. So they said they tried to get another Hoshizaki. Hoshizaki couldn't supply one, so they ended up buying a Hoshizaki. So now that RBI has acquired Firehouse subs, I think they're doing some synergy. I think they're going to probably like split some stores up. I've already seen properties where it's the Popeyes and the Tim Hortons all in the same parking lot, because they're able to throw up Tim Hortons, which is drink, Popeyes, which is chicken protein, Burger King, which is beef protein, and then Firehouse subs, which are then the fast sandwiches, which are even faster than the Burger King. They're now covering, 4 different styles of quick service restaurants. And it appears that they're like buying plots, and then they're throwing up their different concepts on those properties that they're acquiring. So you're going to start to see that they're clustered together this way, because they're all owned under RBI. They're able to have the same supply truck come, and then boom, Cisco, whoever it is just running around and dropping off at the different locations, practically emptying out the truck. And then you're able to, once you get in, you're able to go ahead from Popeyes to the coffee shop to Burger King and all that. And I've covered Burger King. I have videos on how to service each and every piece of equipment in a Burger King. The Duke batch broil unit, that's what cooks the burgers. It's a conveyor system that is a constant flame that is broiling the burgers. Every single Burger King has that. I actually own the competitor to that, which is the Nico batchless broiler. So there's 2. No, mine has 1 chain. So if you want to see what that looks like, I'll pull it up for you real quick. Just put a 1 in the chat if you want to see that. Other than that, I think I'm going to wind this down, because 3 hours is enough for me. And then, hey, I am doing an interview. With the contractor on, is it tomorrow? I'm doing an interview with the contractor. Let's see here. On the 21st. So if you want to see me answer, okay. If you want to see me answer and give some advice and just talk, all the questions that you guys are having, that's what I'm doing with him on YouTube. So it's an interview space. It's just 2 techs talking. And that's what's going to happen on the 21st here on, because this is on Instagram and everything else, but on YouTube, on the contractors channel. So contractor, put a link in the chat, and then I'll post it on the screen. So let me show you what the Nico batch broiler, and I spelled that wrong. It's an FJ. What the hell do I have? I got the FJ something. Fair use. So yeah, so some Burger Kings use this.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and see us here in the back hollow halls of the Paris kitchen. We're really excited to be able to present to you today what we believe to be the future of broiling for Burger King for the system. We've got a great opportunity today to introduce to you and give you a hands-on demonstration of both the new Duke flexible batch broiler.
Yeah, that's the Duke.
And the new Nico MPB 94 broiler. We've got over 300 of each of these units in the field already today.
So what a lot of manufacturers do is they will do this kind of thing. They'll do a competition with what's existing in the restaurant and then what their product does.
So when the time comes for you to make that purchase decision, you'll have all the facts.
So instead of going through a drive-through, when you go and you order food, go inside, take a look at everying. And I have pictures. I'm gonna do another video. I'll do another live, and then I'll put up the pictures of Dave's Hot Chicken and a whole bunch of other restaurants I've been to lately.
I'm so proud to put our name on either one of these broilers. And I think at the end of the day today, you'll have a real good understanding of whether it means the Chevrolet or the Chrysler for you as you move forward. And I think that's our goal for us today. We're going to talk about two main things today that are really important in your decision. Capacity is one of them, energy is another one, as well as the features and benefits of that. So with that, I'll say, ready, set, go. And we'll have our cooks begin to go through this for us. So both guys are going to go into the meat well freezer. And one of the key factors for every load that you're doing, no matter what the broiler is, you still have to get the patties out of the meat well. You have to separate the patties as key. And Tim is going to load the flexible batch cooker just by laying 2 rows of product across the loader tray.
My Nico isn't that wide.
Why is it called the batch broiler? Well, Tim's going to load a full batch of product into the loader. So he's going to load 8 Whoppers onto the tray, and he's going to then insert the tray into the broiler, the full batch. The irony of that, of course, is if I put a full batch into the broiler, and what happens at the end of the cook cycle? I get a full batch out of the broiler.
Yeah.
That's a really critical thing to think about as you move forward. So Tim's going to be ready now. He's going to load the broiler. It's a simple goes in, goes out drawer, and then he presses the button. So the operation is familiar to the crew members because it's just like a fryer. I drop my basket, I press my button. I load my broiler, I press my button. So he's the same now, and he's going to take the opportunity of this time that he's got to be able to prep the next load.
And there's really not that much to these machines.
The ability of the broiler to match high capacity when it's always cooking.
So it might seem intimidating, but it's really not. It's it's got two burner tubes. It's got an ignition to it. It's got a drive chain.
When that first batch dispels from the broiler and the red light goes out, then he's ready to roll with that. So
yeah, there's not much to it.
Now, some of you that might have seen the 9025, 9015 may have that in your restaurant will be very familiar with this loader for the MPB 94. It's an automatic loader.
And mine doesn't have that.
Marcus has done the separation of the patties. He's loaded a stack of product onto the automatic loader, and then the broiler takes over. The broiler starts to inject one patty at a time into the broiler.
I'm gonna speed this up real quick.
In this unit, it's flexible in your restaurants that you make sure that you have adequate PHU space and give you a sense.
So this whole time that the burger is in there.
Be careful of that though, because the more I steal out of my pan, when I do pull out my PHU pan and put it in there, I don't have a full capacity pan in there. So I have to be careful of that. But once this thing starts to fall, it starts to rain burgers. So
it does.
From a capacity standpoint, this unit has done $3,000 hours in Switzerland. So very high capacity. And the same test we did with the other broiler in the lab at a mix of Whoppers and burgers, this unit will do 470 patties per hour. So absolutely
470 burgers in 1 hour.
Tim now got his second load.
470 burgers in 1 hour.
And in the meantime, we've got about 5 Whoppers and 5 burgers.
Now that's what Berkshire Hathaway
This is what we're
owns.
trying to
They
say. What
own
really
that
clear to
Prince
you is
Castle
this, that
warmer.
capacity is not an issue for most of our restaurants. Either of these broilers will meet the capacities you have. So what's different about these two units? Well, that's where energy comes in.
Jeez. All right. So that
Energy chart.
essentially that's it.
If I look at the
So the
units
rest of this is
built
just
today,
marketing. The rest of that is just marketing. All right. And with that, I'm gonna. The rest of that is just marketing. So that is what is in every single Burger King. All right. $26,000, some $1,000. So that's what you find in every single Burger King. So if you didn't know, now you know. Now let me tell you a little secret about that. This is supposed to have a PM annually. What that consists of is it's a whole kit that every single Burger King must perform. And you're responsible for coming back and fixing that machine at zero cost if it fails. Why? Because you're supposed to go out. Let me show you what the PM kit. All right, Duke batch broiler PM kit. Uh-oh, damn, my bad. Hold on. Duke batch broiler PM kit. I think the kit is around $1,000. Yeah. So the kit is around $1,000, and you're supposed to change this every year. See, so you're supposed to change the blower no matter what. No matter what. This is the annual PM kit. Roughly around $1,000 that you're supposed to go in there. You're supposed to change this blower motor. Let me see if I could. This used to only be it used to be one company that had the rights to sell this, and now it's a free for all. This is actually all points, by the way. Let me see if I can go down and show it. Parts FE is all points. Yeah, see, it says Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Yeah, this is all points. But anyway, back to it. So here is the spray, a cleaner that you're supposed to spray. Here's a brand new blower. It's the same type of blower that you see on some deep fryers. And these are the orifice for the burners. This is your tool that you have in there. These three are strikers. That's your strikers. And then you have the emery cloth for cleaning. So this is something every single Burger King is required to do. These are the wires for your strikers. Well, no, these are the sensing wire. So these are strikers, and then this is the sensing wire. So this unit has 3 burners. So it has one for each burner, and then these are the fuses. I think those are the fuses there. I have no idea what that is. But these are the kits. The kits kind of vary. They're supposed to be uniform, but they kind of vary. So if you can catch the right manager at a Burger King, this is money that you can make. Every single Burger King is supposed to have this done annually. There's a full video on this whole procedure to change this. It is not difficult. I have the competing Nico unit, so when my numbers get up there, we'll start to do a little bit more on that kind of thing. But here you go. So all kind of money. There's all kind of money out there for you. So if you see a Burger King, this is a job that has to be done at every single Burger King. So you give them your number, and when their annual rolls around, you can give them your number today, and who knows, their annual might roll around next month. So who knows when the last time they had an annual done, or they might be in need of one now. So when any of these components fail, that batch broiler fails, and they only have one. Why? Because that one does 400 burgers in an hour, as you saw in the video. All right, my numbers are starting to drop off, and before they start kicking back up, I am going to call it a night. I want to thank you all for coming. Don't forget, I'm going to do this interview with the contractor, and then I'm probably going to do an interview with Learn a Trade sometime in the future. I don't know. I'll try to catch up with him. If you feel like donating to the channel, there's the PayPal, there's the Cash App. If you want to see some of the day-to-day stuff, there's the Instagram, there's the X, there's the Facebook. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's very important. And with that, I am going to wrap this one up. And I'm going to say, thanks for watching. Tune in for another video. I'll have one soon. I've been tied up. So more videos will be coming. Please like, share, subscribe. And once again, thanks for all the contributors to the channel.
Let's